We are live and we are back. Welcome along to the Allegedly podcast, episode 5. Here we go. We have got Aiden and we've got Dr. Heather Butts with us again. You can talk. Hello.
Hello.
First of all, I'm going to start by saying, Heather, thank you very much for joining us again. It is very much appreciated.
Thanks for inviting me back.
Oh.
Gary's already broken in. Can you believe that? Can you believe he's already breaking in? Gary, I'm just letting you know that I'm currently in the middle of filming a podcast and you broke in for a cup that's already downstairs here.
I do apologise.
So professional, honestly, so professional.
And that you planned it. You texted him, really. You sent him a message.
I swear to God, I did not. That is literally, he wants so badly to be a part of this podcast, he can't help himself.
We will get him on
That's the
soon.
third time he's put it in, right?
We will get him on. So, let's get Heather's name on screen as well, just in case anyone's not aware who Heather is.
Oh yeah, get all the people that should know who I am, right? What's wrong?
Yeah,
with them?
you're famous in the channel now.
Yeah, I've had people talking about you on my channel, Heather.
Really?
They were saying that they really enjoyed your when you joined us last time, that it was informative because. Do you remember there was a gentleman called Copman who asked you about blood clots last time you were here?
Oh yeah, AstraZeneca.
It's all over the news now.
Yeah, it is. And we're gonna, well, if you'd like, we can talk about AstraZeneca and the feelings that people in Europe have, which by the way are different than the UK thoughts about AstraZeneca. It's actually pretty interesting.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh. Tom, I'm sorry, I may have ruined your intro there with my dad barging in. Is everyone introduced? Are we ready to go?
We're ready to go, other than Ministry pointing out my poor spelling. But it is corrected now. It did said Heater, not Heather, so my apologies.
Oh, no. Oh, no. So Heather is our resident expert, I'm going to describe her as.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. That's how you should describe me.
A resident medical advisor.
So, do you mind talking about the AstraZeneca? So, again, obviously, you may have a different perspective to us being in the US, but I know in Europe, in the UK at the moment, people have been told to go and get the vaccine, and now there's fear around getting it.
Yeah, right. So, your AstraZeneca is sort of our Johnson & Johnson. So there's millions and millions and millions of doses of AstraZeneca that have been purchased both for Europe and in the UK. Interestingly enough, 31 million people in the UK have been vaccinated. I find that amazing. That's a very large number.
Yep.
That's a very big number.
They are pushing them out.
But only 60 million people have been vaccinated in Europe. That's not winning in the same way that the UK is. But Europe and the UK, to some extent, have sort of hitched a ride onto AstraZeneca. That was going to be your vaccine in the same way that Johnson & Johnson would probably be for us, and Johnson & Johnson one shot and so forth. But there's a couple of things that happened with AstraZeneca. So one, it just had sort of a slow rollout in Europe generally. The second problem was obviously there was a couple of European leaders made some comments about AstraZeneca that made people a little anxious. With the third just being overall vaccine hesitancy or trust issues, and some information that maybe the AstraZeneca vaccine caused blood clots. It all created an atmosphere of mistrust around the AstraZeneca vaccine. That is taking a long time for that ship to right itself. And in the meantime, people are not actually getting the AstraZeneca vaccine. And so it's creating a huge lag in most of Europe. Not as much in the UK, but then again, the mistrust around the AstraZeneca vaccine is a lot higher in Europe. The rest of Europe, I do know that the UK is part of Europe. the rest of Europe than it is in the UK. So about 10% of the UK population has a distrust of the AstraZeneca vaccine. Upwards of 30 to 40% of the rest of Europe distrusts it.
See, that's relatively good. That's relatively good. I'm quite surprised with the amount of people who have had their first dose in the UK, because nobody that I know personally has had it. But according to the figures, it's half of our population.
My brother had it the other day.
Oh, really?
He had his first dose of AstraZeneca.
Perhaps I just don't know many people.
Obviously, the UK is prioritising how it gets rolled out over the vulnerable persons first, which is completely understandable. And those then who care for vulnerable people will come into contact with them, and so on and so forth, and working down their priority list, which is a fair way to do it.
Right.
So
I
how many
suspect it's not so much people, the population.
Dose? Like, does anyone have that figure? Like, I know that they say like 30 million people have had the first dose, right? The second dose, like, how many people are actually vaccinated?
You get that? I'm writing that down right now. We can find out, because in the United States,
second dose total, looking at it in front of me, is 2.7 million. Going by the Gov website, gov.uk.
Okay.
No, my window capture's not
in
working.
the transition between having the first vaccine and the second vaccine, what is happening in your body? Is your body adjusting to it? What would be the reason for the second one being needed? And then, like, every time I've had a vaccine, it's been one and done.
So it's a really interesting question that you ask. It's a great question. So essentially what happens is when you get a vaccine, let's take the mRNA vaccines, Moderna, just because it's kind of an even more interesting scenario, but it's basically the same thing. So when you get a vaccine, but in the mRNA vaccine example, it essentially, the best example I have heard about it is that it's almost as though when you get vaccinated, it's the vaccine is like an email that your body gets, and it basically says, "Hey, there's this bad thing coming. This is what it looks like. Watch out for it." And then the email gets deleted. And then because this is what happens, when you get exposed to COVID-19, the body says, "Hey, wait a minute. Remember that email we got that said this bad thing is coming? That looks like the bad thing that the email said was coming. We need to take care of that, and we need to do away with it." But the problem is, when you've had one dose, the body's like, like it kind of looks like that, but, the picture's a little fuzzy, and I'm not quite sure. Like, I don't know. Maybe we better leave that alone, because I'm not sure if that's what we saw. When you get the booster, it's like, no. Straight up. That's what we saw. That's the email. That is it. Go after it. Go get it. So that's what the booster does. It makes the fuzzy picture real clear to the body. And now the body says, no, that's it. That's the picture we saw. That's the email we got from mRNA vaccine. Go take care of that. And then your T cells and your B cells and everything all activates. And you have an immune response. I like that explanation.
That is the best explanation of viruses I've ever heard.
Okay.
It's clear, it's easy to follow, and it's completely, obviously, a layman's term of explaining how it does work, which is brilliant.
Josh has said in chat that everyone's going to be insecure about taking any of these vaccines, as people don't know what the side effects are going to be in years to come. From my understanding, like, very few vaccines have a side effect other than giving you immunity. So I don't know if you could, perhaps, if you could, as our expert, take a shot at that one, because I know that's a huge part about what people are scared of taking the vaccine for, right?
That's such a great point. The side effect they have is like working. I love that. Yeah, exactly. You're absolutely right. So, vaccines, especially sort of like the vaccines that most of us have had, like measles, mumps, rubella, they can live in your lymph nodes, your lymphatic system for a couple of months just because they're there, and then they drain away. mRNA there's nothing. It's like I said, it's basically a message, messenger RNA, a message to your body saying there's this thing coming, and then it disappears. So there's no remnants whatsoever. And so, the thought is that you're absolutely 100% correct. There should be no residual effects. There is no changes to your DNA or your structure or your makeup. It all dissipates from your body. With mRNA, it was never there. And with something like the Johnson & Johnson, within a very short amount of time, it's gone. So you're absolutely right.
Awesome.
Ministry's asked a really good point as well. That the second dose has only just started. It's been done in the UK 11 to 12 weeks after the first dose is being administered, is when we're administering the second dose.
Really?
So I don't know.
Oh,
I thought it was supposed to be
interesting.
2 weeks after, right?
Well, so with the in here, the Moderna vaccine, it's 4 weeks, so it's 28 days, and the Pfizer vaccine here, it's 3 weeks, it's 21 days. I'm curious as to whether this is a little sort of uncomfortable to sort of think about, but obviously with some dosing issues and wanting to get as many people vaccinated as possible, there is a thought that you do have a protection even with the first dose. So I know some countries are toying with maybe giving people a first dose and then kind of letting them hang out with that first dose for as long as possible in order to give more people the first dose. So that's actually pretty interesting, and it's kind of an interesting thought. You do have a protection after the first dose, but it's kind of what I mentioned in terms of once you have that first dose, there is a protection. The booster gives you an additional protection. And then obviously sort of the elephant in the room is with the variants, people may need another booster, which would be a booster for variants. And I know Moderna and Pfizer are both doing research towards boosters for variants. I'm sure AstraZeneca will be doing that if they're not already. And so boosters in the future could actually be boosters for variants. But as to the sort of like the long length of time in between, there is some data suggesting that you can have a longer time in between. But after a long amount of time, it's not really a booster anymore. It's essentially a new shot. So.
Our strategy may not be as great as it sounds. And when you say we've vaccinated 30 million people, if in 12 weeks' time when they come to have it again and it's not perhaps performing as it should, those numbers.
Yeah, I mean, all of these studies looked at people's protections to, let's call it, original COVID. And so normally you don't like to change up clinical trials midstream. The other thing to remember is all of this, even though we feel as though, it works, it's fabulous, it's great, these are all still experimental. There are still people who are being enrolled in clinical trials, even as we speak, that are in, a double-blind, placebo-controlled 2-arm study, meaning there are still people who are being enrolled in studies and they're either getting the vaccine or they're getting nothing. They're getting a placebo. Because we still have information that we need to learn about the vaccines and what they do that you can't learn in 10 months. You're just not going to learn it. So, normally you don't like to sort of change things up midstream and start to, extend when people are getting vaccines or curtail it. Because then it's harder for you to get the information that you need to know what's the outcomes are going to be for people. But again, we're in dire times and desperate times, desperate measures and all that. So
definitely. I know something I saw last week, it may have been, was the AstraZeneca confirms 100% protection against severe disease, hospitalization, and death in the primarily analysis. Get my teeth in and say it properly. Obviously, it's a very bold statement, But what I'm, especially as you've just explained, it's still early on to state facts on a trial product.
Yeah.
A very bold claim, but obviously,
Hopefully they're right.
for them to make a statement like that, they must have a fair amount of faith in what, obviously, evidence they've got in tests and results and everything.
Yeah, and again, it is a bold claim. Their claims have some level of validity based on the clinical trials they've already done, the outcomes that they have. They are still doing testing and follow-up on the people who already went through the trials. And now you watch, right? I mean, really, to be honest with you, these vaccines are occupying the biggest clinical trial space we've ever seen, which is humankind. So once they're out in the world and people are getting the vaccine, then the rubber hits the road at that point. Now you see what you're going to really see. Yeah, exactly. And it's a live experiment and we are all in it. So if
I'm not in it yet.
You're like, not all of us are in it. Correct. Well, you in the placebo arm that hasn't gotten anything yet.
I guess I am in it. Oh
yeah.
No.
In a way, I mean, to be honest, in a way, we are all in it, because the people who have not gotten the vaccine and are still out in the world, well, they're of interest to us because obviously they have the potential to still get COVID, and so we want to see what their outcomes are, what that's like for them. So you really are in it as well.
Yeah, because transmission rates will be taken into part of that.
Blow my head up, Heather. You've just blown my head up. I'm not the mindset of I'll just stay in my house and it'll have nothing to do with me, right? I've not left the house in months, so I just stay inside, it's nothing to do with me. But clearly, we are all. It is kind of a huge test. It's uncharted waters, so see what happens, isn't it?
Correct. It's a huge test. And so then for people who have not been vaccinated, but they have exposure, and here's something, I don't want to scare you too much. Well, but one thing that we are also not completely clear about, and the Johnson & Johnson had our Food and Drug Administration. They had a panel to listen to the makers of Johnson & Johnson talk about their drug. I listened to it for 4 hours a couple weeks ago. I spent a Sunday afternoon doing that because I have no life, so why not do that? So I spent 4 hours listening to it. And one thing that caught my attention, and I think it's very interesting for all these vaccines, is, and you just said it is a bold statement to say, 100% efficacy against a very serious COVID outcome disease. Okay, but it could be true. What we don't know, though, is even if you are protected from a bad COVID reaction, are you still able to transmit COVID to other people? That is unclear. So wrap your head around that for a second. Just think about that. Think about that for a second. So I am living my best life with the vaccine. Mm-hmm. And I get, the variants are a better way to think about it. And I get infected with a variant. So I get infected with a variant and I exhibit COVID symptoms. Not as bad as I would have if I hadn't gotten the vaccine, but I exhibit COVID symptoms. Am I contagious? Unknown. Unclear. So you are non-part of experiment, but part of experiment person are sitting there thinking, I got this. I'm just going to be away from these people. I'm not part of any of this. But let's say you're around somebody that got the vaccine, but they have some sort of reaction to a variant. And they give, and can they transmit COVID-19 to you? And we don't exactly know.
In terms of variants that are popping up kind of here, there, and everywhere, do you imagine it will be like how I imagine the flu vaccine happens, right? So each year there'll be a new variant pop up, therefore you need a new booster, and it'll be like a yearly thing, in your opinion? Because it's difficult, obviously, at this point to tell, but it seems like there's New York variant, Brazil variant, UK variant. I'm sorry about that. And honestly, I'll take credit for that. I'll say, as a nation, I apologise for the UK variant.
Well, okay, so in a long line of great questions you're asking, this is the one that keeps me up at night. I won't lie. So the flu is something that's seasonal, right? More or less. We get these strains of the flu, and then we get these new strains, and we think we can figure out, what flu vaccine we need. It's a hit or miss. It's whatever. But what seems to be different about COVID, and it is surprising a lot of people, it doesn't surprise me that much, but I'm a cynic, or is the COVID-19 virus, SARS-CoV-2, seems to be mutating pretty quickly. So if you figure we've been with this virus for a little bit over a year, and you think about all of the variants that we can name, not to mention the variants we don't name and the variants we don't know about, because virus mutates quite a lot in little ways, but these larger mutations that are creating the variants are of something of surprise. Then it starts to make you wonder, how often would we need a booster if that would be the solution for these variants? Because you just mentioned it. Now, in New York City variant, the UK variant, the Spanish variant, the Brazil variant. We've got variants in California variants that don't even have names. But yes, there's variants. They're kind of like a little bit here, there, everywhere. So we've got all these variants, and they're all sort of like bopping around. And so the concern is, well, at what point do the booster effect almost become, do people going to do boosters every 3 months, every 2 months, every 6 months? It's disturbing. And that's why, when we think about wear your mask, wash your hands, socially distance, 6 feet apart from each other, though now they're saying young children can be 3 feet apart from each other. The reason why you say that is because if someone has contracted a variant, even if you have been vaccinated, we're just really not sure what that is going to look like. And a way that we know you can protect against that better than just about anything is wearing a mask, washing your hands, socially distancing. So it's a great question that you ask, and the answer is it is a problem.
I think do need to ask something what's just come up twice in chat. Simple. Is there any evidence to support the claims that COVID is man-made?
Oh, Heather, this is a big question.
Yeah.
I mean, it from the early testing of COVID, it did look as though it's from an animal origin. Okay. It's an interesting question. I guess the sort of counter question I would have would be, at this point, what difference does it make, right? Because the only reason I would care if it were man-made is if the same people who made it had a cure.
Yeah.
So if they got a cure, well, then maybe that's of interest. But if not, then it's reacting very much like a the common cold is a coronavirus. So it's reacting, sort of like a souped up version of a bad cold. It's not acting in any way that would make us think it's anything other than naturally occurring. But if it's not, then where's the person with the cure? Because unless that person's got that, and they can figure out how to fix this, then we're still in the same situation that we're in, which is trying to find a way to deal with this and combat this and control it. So it is kind of it's actually a very interesting question. But my counter would be, at this point, now we're so far down the coronavirus rabbit hole, we're going to have to dig ourselves out, even if supposing it were man-made, I assume the person that made it has no way to fix what now has happened. And I doubt whoever made it was making sure that they also had some way to deal with all of the variants. And now we have those. So that's where we are at this point.
Do you mind me asking, there seems to be as far as I can tell, there seems to be like a lot of viruses that do come from China for one reason or another. It seems like there is a place there. Would you say, in terms of the impact it's had on the world, that China should be held in some ways responsible or pay like reparations? Because fundamentally, our entire society has collapsed over the course of a year. Fundamentally, there has to be blame placed somewhere, right? It's easy to blame people who don't wear masks, and it's easy to blame people who don't wash their hands. But fundamentally, if there wasn't a virus in the first place, I'm going to get banned off the internet saying this, but is it China to be blamed for it?
I mean, my background, in addition to the various other backgrounds I have, I'm a lawyer. Right, and so obviously, when you're a lawyer, you're always thinking, so who's responsible, right?
Yep.
Who's who is the party that needs to be the focus of whatever we're saying? Again, I guess my answer to you would be, even if we did blame China at this point, where would we go with that? And then, more to the point, if we sort of assign blame to them, can we, rather than just sort of assigning blame to them and saying like they're the bad actors, the end, how can we stop something like this from happening again? So I would be very interested in figuring out, and again, we're still in emergency mode with respect to COVID. We're just trying to figure out how we, as a human race, can get out of this, but I think your point is very well taken, because after that, there is going to be there's going to be a reckoning. I don't mean to sound like Liam Neeson or something. Like, I will find but there's going to be a reckoning in terms of where we assign, not just sort of like the sort of kind of like meta global question you're asking, but even some of the sort of more the sort of finite questions about people not wearing masks and people dancing with a lampshade on their heads at 2 a.m.
People not washing their hands.
I keep saying that, but whatever. I think there's a more a global question that you're asking, and once we get to a place where we can sort through the emergency of COVID, that question's going to be answered. I can tell you that.
Ian in chat has asked a really good question. I believe it's something that was linked to the last pandemic, right? Which was like the Spanish flu. Is there a possibility of coronavirus mutating into a variant that is mild, more like the common cold? So it may spread more, but it won't actually kill people, because it's not killing people, it'll spread more.
That's a really, really, really great question. So we have several variants, as you know. And they all have these names, right? B1.117, B.177, B1562. They all have these little, well, they're not really names, they're just numbers. It's a string of numbers.
The identifiers.
But along with the variants, they're whatever.
Yep.
But with the variants, you have the mutations within the variants. The mutation that is of interest for the New York City variant is E484K, also known as the EEK mutation. Next to the EEK mutation. So E484K is the mutation that we see in the New York City variant and we see in the South African variant. And that mutation is the one that appears possibly, maybe, gotta use lawyerly language, possibly, maybe, sometimes could evade both of the immune system and vaccinations. There are tons of other mutations. The UK, do you know how many mutations your UK, I don't mean to assign it to you.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Your UK variant. Do you know how many mutations it has? It has 17. It has 17. Now, of those, there's only 3 we really care about. And one actually, it's a mutation that does make it more transmissible. The other 2 are a little less worrisome, and the other 14 are, pretty much no significance. But that the person's question is really, really good, because yes, when we think about mutations, sometimes mutations make a virus less effective because what? They don't last very long. They get winnowed out by, the EEK mutation that just, runs roughshod over those. So yes, you can have mutations that make a virus milder, make it less virulent, make it less transmittable, but those usually die out in the face of the variants that make things worse for people. And then those are the ones that we usually talk about. By the way, I'll say one other thing. Our chance for like a milder form of COVID was a year and a half ago. We had that chance. we don't have that chance anymore. That's old COVID. Remember that COVID? December 31st, Wuhan, China? That's mild COVID. That ship sailed.
Our chat is blowing up, so I better address it. Our chat is going insane, so I better address it. What are the repercussions of not washing your hands after you go to the toilet? I don't know why people are asking this. I promise I have no idea.
Are you sure, Aiden?
Okay. So the reason why everybody keeps saying to wash your hands, I mean, a good example is, okay, so I have a mask on, right? Now let's say I don't wash my hands, right? I'm just living my life. I should have stock in this. I have like 1 million of these everywhere, right? And I'm just doing it now, There we go. Okay. Let's say I spend my whole day not doing this. So what am I going to do? I'm going to touch things. I'm going to touch surfaces. I'm going to maybe even touch a person. I shouldn't be. Maybe I'm going to touch a person. And then you know what I'm going to do, which is invariably what people do? I'm going to start fiddling with this thing. Oh, fell down. Oh, let me put it back. Oh, let me put it back on. Ask yourself how many times a day when you're out and about with your mask on, do you fiddle with it? People fiddle with it all the time. So you're not washing your hands. By the way, there's a proper and an improper way to do all this, even like, putting on your mask and like taking off your mask. But, be that as it may. So you're wearing a mask and then you start fiddling with it and, maybe like, doing all sorts of stuff.
Sweeping your fridge over.
Yeah. When you do that, you have a chance. The entry point for COVID is your nose and your mouth. That's why we're wearing masks. That's how you get COVID. You're not going to get COVID because it's on your shoe. You're not going to get COVID because it's walking down the street. Well, it is proverbially walking down the street. But how you're going to get COVID is because it's getting into your nasal passages, it's getting into your mouth, and then it enters your body. So if you wear a mask, but you are not to fiddle with your face, then you'd be in good shape. But people, even if it's just to take off your mask at the end of the day, now you potentially have a source of infection. So if you keep your hands really clean, not only are you not prone to infect yourself, but more to the point, you're not potentially going to infect others in your household. You're not going to bring things home with you because you were, hanging out with whoever you were and they had COVID. So sanitizing your hands on a regular basis is a good way to ensure that you are COVID-free for purposes of getting infected or infecting others.
All right, Heather, are you ready to put on your tinfoil hat?
Yes.
Oh, no.
Okay. So we had a question last time you were on that we didn't get round to, so I'll ask it today. Does COVID stand for Certificate of Vaccination Identification? It got asked. A member of the community asked it, but there is. You look so confused.
No, it's COVID. So it's coronavirus disease.
Yeah,
See,
I think
coronavirus.
people are scared, right? And they're jumping to the most bizarre conclusions because it's if it helps them kind of digest what's happening, in a way that's kind of perhaps been portrayed on films before, and it's easy to understand. So I think everyone is looking. Everyone's looking for the big bad guy, as I mentioned earlier. Like, do we blame China? Everyone's just looking for something to help digest. And if people want to blame, the crazy conspiracy theories, I feel like at the moment they're in their kind of renaissance, right? They're as popular as they ever could be.
I get that. The thing I would continue to say is once you finish blaming somebody, where are we at that point? And unfortunately, the place we are once we finish blaming somebody is in the same place as before we blame somebody. There will be time on the other side of COVID for lots of blame to go around. And believe me, I say this, I teach law students and I say to them all the time, let me tell you something, if you go into public health law, you will have a job for 3 lifetimes. There's not going to be enough lifetimes for all the public health lawyers to deal with all the work that is going to be out there in terms of the blame game. But once you finish blaming somebody, where are we as a people? And the answer is we're still in the same place. So I think the blaming doesn't really move the needle much right now. And what our focus needs to be on is goals. Figuring out where we need to land, how we need to get there, how we need to protect ourselves and others, being goal-oriented regarding solutions and regarding getting out of this mess. I think that's what we need to do, be goal-oriented.
I think a really great thing of this this podcast and you in general on your podcast with Tom, like, it doesn't go through a filter. There isn't like a news broadcast that puts a bias or it puts a filter on it. Like, a question comes through and perhaps people feel comfortable asking questions that they may not feel comfortable asking to anyone else, but there is definitely that like direct contact to factual information is something that isn't seen in our culture really. It has to go through a news broadcast first or however it is. But
Right.
I think like just being able to get a straight answer, it's bizarre because even now, like, I watch the news and it's built on something where it's trying to give you some information, right? It's trying to give you some information, but also Rupert Murdoch owns everything and there's always a slant on it. So I think it's really good that people, it may be a really bizarre question, but people feel comfortable to do it. Why not?
Right. Yeah. I mean, I personally try to give people information that I would want to hear. I'm a nerd.
Yeah.
I'm a big time nerd. I read a lot, live long and prosper, I'm a nerd. And a lot of my time is spent doing nerdy things like reading journal articles and reading peer-reviewed articles and thinking about these topics at length. And I always say to myself, can I distill information in a way so that it's digestible to people, they understand it? I hope I come across as a trustworthy individual, so I seem like I'm trustworthy. They can count on me. And the worst thing I can think of as, the profession that I do is for somebody to look at me and say, I don't trust what she's saying. I don't believe her. What's coming out of her mouth is not something that I think I can, do anything with. I just can't think of anything worse. And so to the extent that when I say something, I have vetted it and I've checked it and I've read about it and I've thought about it. That's what I would want somebody to do for me. If it were, I'm a public health person, but there's lots of things I don't know about. And, if I were listening to somebody about an area I don't know about, I would want the same, courtesy and thought and thoughtfulness that I try to give for an area that I do know something about.
Could I push you then, Heather? Are you ready? Are you ready to
Yes, I am.
Okay,
Yes.
So we, I'd say the couple of when we've spoken in the past and when I've spoken from being a viewer on your podcast, we made some things happened that we kind of quote unquote predicted, right? So I know that when you were on Tom's podcast, I mentioned about a third wave happening where people will get fatigued from being in lockdown for so long and they'll start to not particularly socially distance as much, or they'll just start meeting their friends and a third wave will come. That's already happened in Europe now. That's in the process of happening. Where do you see us in months to come? Where do you think we're going to be? Is it going to be back to normal? Is it going to get worse before it gets better again?
I mean, I hate to be this person. If you had asked me like 6 months ago, I would have said with the vaccines, we're probably going to be in a little bit of a better place. And we're probably going to be on the other side of something better. But I think with these variants and with people having so much COVID vaccine fatigue and COVID fatigue, I think we're probably going to be in this for several more months at least. I don't see us being out of it fully. And I think that with the variants that are happening so quickly and so furiously, it's going to be tough. But I say that, and then I also say there is a pathway forward, and that's us all trying to pull together and work collectively towards common goals of really trying to get out of this. And I think to the extent that people do wear these masks more than some people do, and do try to do what you're doing, which is to not be all out in the world, but try to, stay a little bit more contained. If we look at it as a goal in that way that we all have to pull together to do, it might take a while longer, but we are going to get there. There is going to be an end to this. There will be. It just might take a little longer than people anticipated.
Awesome. I've got to ask the question. I put it on Discord. I know you've seen it and read it, but obesity is one of the primary factors that affects your response to COVID, and Krispy Kreme is now offering free donuts every day for the rest of the year. Do you think this has a chance of any negative impact on health issues, or is it a great incentive to get more people vaccinated? I have to ask it.
Well, I love it. This probably will have to be my last question, because then I got to go off to work land. But I actually talked about this in my law class today, and I think Krispy Kreme is actually savvy, because we're all talking about it. So a lot of people are talking about it. And interestingly enough, you only have to get the first dose in order to get your Krispy Kreme donut. You don't have to be fully vaccinated. So I just want to put that out there for all of you first dosers. You go get your Krispy Kreme donut now. I think ultimately, as a public health person, up until COVID, I spent a lot of time thinking about things like obesity and soda bans and motorcycle accidents and car accidents, because that was public health a year and a half ago. And I'm not saying that it's not, but if you think about the irony of giving away sugary donuts to try and fight a public health disaster, a year and a half ago, we would have said, but wait, isn't the public health disaster obesity? Isn't that what we're fighting? So it puts things in an interesting priority and perspective that now obesity is so 2019. That's so passe, obesity. So, I think it's, and, you have, Uber with their, you guys have Uber with their getting people to get to vaccination sites, and you've got Lyft doing that, and you've got Marriott giving away, free, everybody's getting on the vaccine game.
I think it's a great thing that you're asking people to do so much, and it's nice to see. Like, I don't think any business is nice, to be honest with you, but it's nice that these big conglomerates at least do something, right, to try to help out.
Great. Yeah, absolutely. So, but I got a boogie, unfortunately, but I have had a delightful time with the two of you, and whenever you think about having me back on, I would love to come back.
I'm sure we will arrange something definitely in the future. We managed to get you back again this time.
Dr. Heather, in the meantime, where could people find you if they want to hear more? Tom's podcast, not our Tom. Not our Tom. It's an American version of Tom.
American Tom, right? Exactly. So actually, I think we're going to go on tonight. Oh, well, it'll be like 4 a.m. your time. But we're going to do. We usually do podcasts on Wednesdays, but we're going to do one tonight at about 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time in the U.S. So you can hear me on there.
I'm sharing the link in chat.
Yeah, that would be great. That's the best place to hear me talk about all things COVID related. And I have a Instagram. It's Health for Youths, actually, with an S. HEALTHFORYOUTHS. It's my nonprofit, and we do COVID podcasts on there all the time. I do them a couple times a week. So, if you
check that was on your mask, right? That was the same on your mask.
Right. Yeah. Health for Youths. Right. Yes, exactly. So that's the mask for my nonprofit. And I would love to, have anybody who wants to join on there, as long as you're not competing with this show. You can't come on if you do that. But otherwise, if it's not when this show is on, come on by.
And what I'll do is I'll make sure everything's linked up in the podcast when they go live on the other platforms. So to help awareness for your non-profit and just for your podcast in favour as a thank you for coming and supporting us.
A pleasure as always, Heather.
Thank you so much. Oh my gosh. I hope to see you two again very soon. I will be back on your station and I'll be checking you out over the next few weeks, okay?
Brilliant. Thank you kindly, Heather.
Bye.
Take care.
Bye. Thank you for the raid, drink jokes and storytelling.
Drinks, jokes, storytelling. Thank you very much for the raid.
He will kill his face.
He knew we was talking about him.
Yeah, his ears must have been burning.
Sadly,
He's here for but a moment.
Polly, you have just missed Heather. Sadly,
Sorry, Polly.
Heather unfortunately has to get back to her actual work.
Yeah, we pull her out of work, don't we, to come and have a natter with us?
Yeah, we do pull her out of work. We had planned to have Heather longer, but being the naive British people we forgot about the change time, the daylight saving in America, and the change of times, and that kind of went tits up.
But you know what we need? It's like a quick change of pace. This. So those that are just joining, that was Heather, and you saw me be professional then.
Yes.
Do you see that? I was dead professional. I was a proper doctor then. I'd like to think I held myself and my career to some quite high esteem there. Now
Yep.
we can change gear and start making fools of ourselves.
But again, just to make sure everyone got the point, the link is in chat for Drinks Jokes and not Drinks Jokes Storytelling. That's who's just raided. Tom's still the same people, but they're down to the felt. Make sure you go give them a follow on Twitch to catch Heather on the Facts Not Feared podcast over there. As she said, they should be doing one tonight. It's normally a Wednesday night, but schedules and everything. We stole her tonight. We stole her. And
I just followed for Heather. Don't worry, she'll be back. She'll be back.
Heather will be back again. We love Heather.
It's her second time on.
It is her second time, and there will be a third, fourth, fifth, I'm sure, down the line. So
yeah, it's fun. But yeah, it's a quick change of pace now. We've gone from being super professional. I hope that was informative for everyone. And if anyone didn't have any questions, I hope we managed to sort them for you.
Yep. And if you do have questions for the future, I have a section in my Discord. When I can spell Discord, I'm spelling dick. Oops. Whoopsie. There's the Discord. If you do want to put your questions in there for future times for Heather, we will get them answered for you. Or she may even answer them directly in the Discord. Who knows?
That would be fun.
That
would be fun. Do you know what? I can't believe it was asked her. Does COVID stand for bloody some sort of identification? Like, if you ask that question, like, pop off, like, I'm proud of you for having the confidence to do it, but equally, like, this it's crazy hour, mate. It's crazy hour.
But yeah, hi Gaz as well. Hi Big Toe. Saying hi to everyone in chat. Don't feel like we've been ignoring you. Just trying to get as much time for Heather because we knew she was on limited time today.
Yeah, she was on limited time, so trying to get any questions asked. But that was I really enjoyed that, Tom. I really enjoyed that.
It was brilliant, and that's awesome. I love getting Heather on. She's such a nice person. She's also a very good poker player.
She is. She
is a very
poker.
good poker player.
Yeah, I'm terrible at poker.
Don't let anyone tell her she's not.
But terrible.
So.
Where's Gaspar of the show? When we first started, mate, he fucking barged in here asking for a cup. I don't know. I was like, Gary, get out! I'm in the middle of a podcast. He couldn't help it. Yeah, we've not had one podcast, Tom, start smoothly.
No, yes, we did start early today. Again, for the reasons I've just said, to get extra time with Heather, so we did start early, so I apologise to anyone for that, who normally joins us at the 7:30 start. My apologies for that. It's just, right, let's take the moment, opportune, and get as much time as possible to get the questions and the facts from Heather.
Yeah. Now we can start to be silly buggers.
Yes.
So,
before we be silly buggers, you heard me briefly say about it.
Uh-huh.
Podcasts are on YouTube, the previous ones. Let's get a link in chat for that. I've been sorting all my links out today. I've been getting everything. Also,
it's like UBC, this, mate.
Also, we should now properly be set up on Spotify. That link should work. It probably doesn't
Look
now.
at you on Spotify.
So, I know, I feel like I'm ill because I'm organised. So yeah, you can catch them up in various different ways on Spotify and other podcast providers, the Apple one, whatever they call their podcasts these days, and possibly a Google option soon. I'm trying to get organised, but on Spotify you can listen back. On the YouTube you got the full video as well.
On Spotify, is it kind of you can listen on the go, put in your head?
Exactly, you can listen on the go. Take it with you. I don't know why you'd want to.
Podcast coming in your ears.
And that goes with what I was about to say. I don't know why you would want to listen to us two idiots on the go, but hey ho.
Especially me, it's like fucking nails on a chalkboard half the time. That laugh of mine, fuck me. But yeah, I mean, if you're that guy who puts in like headphones and runs in a treadmill, definitely not a friend of mine. But pop off, you can do that if you want.
Yep. And yes, I think. Wash your bloody hands, Aiden.
Right, why do everyone tell me to wash my hands? Listen, I would say my immune system is damn right the strongest there is in the UK currently. I've not washed my hands since probably 1997.
Oh dear.
There ain't no one whose immune system's better than mine. Bring on Corona, I say. I'll take that. The fucking bubonic plague. Fucking, I've dealt with that twice already. There's no one's immune system in the UK who's better than mine. Trust.
Thank you, Big Toe. How kind of you to say that on my stream.
Thanks, mate. Have you got a soapbox moment, Tom, this week? Is there anything you want to get a row about? Here's your platform, mate.
I'm going to let you go first. I know.
Brilliant.
I know you've got a big one coming, so.
Hey, well, I've got a couple. All right, listen. This is I'm going to call this. It's called the Allegedly podcast, but it's also, quote unquote, my therapy, where I sit here and I just scream hate into the abyss, and occasionally people listen. Most of the time they don't. But, I enjoy it.
Next podcast hosts have COVID.
But yeah, there's I've seen like cancel culture, right? It's something I really want to like talk to you about. I don't know how much you know about this. We probably should have like prepared something in advance, Tom. But are you aware of cancel culture?
I am. Our American friends are not going to have a clue what we're on about here.
I think they will know what cancel culture is. I think it's quite prevalent in America. Yeah. It
probably won't be known as cancel culture. I'll say it that way then.
Do you not think? I think it got. Don't get me started. Cancel culture or cancel culture. Definitely cancel.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's something where I've seen it popping up more and more. Okay, and I had this kind of revelation the other day. I was laying in bed. I'd just finished masturbating, and I had this revelation of like, all right. So currently there is a huge push of cancel culture. Right? If you do something wrong on the internet, you're going to have your career taken away from you, right? You're going to get cancelled. You'll never be able to work again. And not even just on the internet. Mainstream celebrities get it true. Look at Armie Hammer. He eats people. He's been cancelled. Yeah. But what I think is that it breeds this, it breeds like a society where people don't talk openly.
Definitely.
People hide who they are. And I think if we actually allowed people to fuck up and not cancel them, just kind of call them out on their shit, people like, people who are really like bigots or people who are just very narrow-minded won't be in these positions of success, won't be in these positions of having influence, because they never would have got there, because they would have been able to talk openly and we all would have gone, I don't want to support you, rather than them hiding that part of their personality.
Definitely.
That's my soapbox over. Right!
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, I'm damn sick of cancel culture. The next person I see cancel, I'm going to swoop in like an angel and save them.
I'm sure you'll try, but yeah, when you cancelled yourself for not washing your hands.
It's a matter of time. I think my issue is, I talk before I think. It just like word vomit out my mouth.
Yeah, I mean, this is why my channel, even if I'm sat here playing Euro Truck, like some of you may have seen me do, everything is denoted as 18+.
Yeah.
It's clearly stated on the first time you chat, in the chat rules, this is an 18 plus channel. It's got the mature content flag on it. Same as when even this podcast, when this goes online, anything will be expressed as mature. One, so I can talk freely. I'm terrible, I swear too much. Shit happens. But I don't want to feel like I have to be restricted then going, right, I can't passionately talk about something because I can't swear, or...
Yeah.
It's just have that open honesty. And, yeah, if I get cancelled one day, I'll get cancelled. Hey, I'm surprised it hasn't happened yet.
It's a matter of time for us. The clock's ticking. We're on overtime, honestly. We are on overtime. But equally, I would go as far to say, like, if you look at certain comedians, right? In no way am I comparing myself to a comedian. But if you look at certain comedians, like, you can, in certain circumstances, it's okay to say crazy things, right?
Yeah.
Crazy, really out there things. And in no way am I saying like that should potentially be the norm, but what I'm saying is, like, at least for us, like, I consider the internet, perhaps I'm quite naive, but I just feel like I'm chilling with my friends. So if there is a part of my personality that you don't like, firstly, fuck you. Secondly, shocking, I know. But secondly, like, I don't think I hold any, like, crazy views, but I wouldn't, like, there is probably an inevitability to me being cancelled because I am so open, because I am an open book, and I am going to piss off some people. That's just how it is.
Definitely.
But I'd much prefer to be the open book. You guys are growing on me. Nice.
Polly, thank you. I know you normally certainly see me in Tom's channels, whether it's the Down to the Felt one or the Drinks, Jokes, Storytelling.
Can I just tell you?
So, as you're saying, comedians, you may know Polly as well.
I know Polly. Like, I know Polly. He's the crazy man, right?
Is that a nice thing to say? Polly was just growing on us. Polly was just growing on us, and you've just got to ruin it. Polly, it's not my fault. It's that idiot.
He's a crazy man.
Polly's absolutely a lovely person. A kind, generous person.
If people do not like the content, they can always go fuck off somewhere else. No, agreed. And
yeah,
it's definitely something where I do think that it has some benefits in the sense of if somebody is truly like a bad person, they should be deplatformed. They shouldn't be allowed to express their views. But if cancel culture wasn't there in the first place, and it was more so talk open and honestly like we do, and if people don't like some of the opinions that we express, then they know not to support us, rather than people hiding the fact that they're any type of homophobic or racist or anything. If the platform was there for them to be like, whoa, you're a crazy person early on, they wouldn't get to a place of success where they will then get cancelled in the future. I'm not crazy, I'm a Boeing 747, fair.
Love that comment. Yeah. It's too much hate in the world for honesty.
Can I put some more hate in the world?
Some people... Well, you can in a minute. Some people take the honesty the wrong way. And I feel disappointed when that happens. Yeah. We're still on the council culture here. You will get someone say something, an honest opinion, and they lose their show, stream, whatever platform it may be. You may get someone on telly say something honest, next thing you know, Ofcom, they've been cancelled. But it could be the most true, honest thing being said. And then you get idiots bumbling away, chatting a load of bollocks, and they just get away with it because they're following broadcaster guidelines or whatever.
These sensitive woke people are full of shit. I do agree with you, Polly. I think it's very, they're kind of shooting themselves in the foot. What they're trying to achieve is a culture where, everyone's accepted. But if you're cancelling people and deplatforming them, then they're not being accepted, right? If they hold really crazy views and they're absolute, like, crazy knobheads, like, I agree, deplatform them, but if they spoke openly and honestly, they never would have got that level of success to be deplatformed.
Yeah, if they're just going out gun-ho to be offensive, there's that right to cancel them. If it's a true statement, which can then be proved as true, and something comes of it, it's mixed up.
Yeah.
It's such a sensitive subject.
Oh, I don't mind chucking my 2p in there. As Ian says, I'm a drag queen, as you all know. I tread very close to the line, so I often find myself moderating myself a lot. Piers Morgan is the only cancellation I have agreed with. Oh god, that's so funny. I think that man's a knobhead. I think Piers Morgan is an absolute fucking bellend. But should he deserve to have got cancelled? No, I think he should have been held to account and everyone said you're a knobhead.
Yeah. Right.
You know, but most people are aware he's a dick anyway. That's why people watch Good Morning Britain, was to see him get himself riled up, right?
Yeah, I'm going to get hated for this, but I love the way he does pressure people for answers, though, sometimes. On certain subjects. On certain subjects. Sometimes he goes too far and it is, what you saying, man? But especially like when he's grilling a politician about something. And he will keep pushing them. No, you're not giving me an answer. You're talking a script or you're giving a load of rubbish. Give us the answer. When he's in one of them, trying to get the proper information people deserve to know, he can be one of the best broadcasters going.
Yeah.
But he can also be the biggest bellend going.
Yeah.
Oh, Cop, don't get me started on her. She is a vile piece of shit.
Kate Hopkins is a vile piece of shit. I mean,
sorry, Polly.
Character. I don't think she's a real human being. I mean, I'm not saying she's like an alien.
Lizard.
I think she's playing a character. Like, there's no way you walk around with that much hate in your heart to everyone. Like, it's fat people, it's poor people, it's based on your name, it's based on X, Y, and Z. Like, there's no way you care that much. Like, I'm far too egocentric to give a fuck about what anyone else is doing. But she is as well. I know she's very, like, how she's presented herself anyway, is that she's quite egotistical. So it struggles for my mind to wrap around why she cares so much what everyone else is doing. Like, just focus on yourself, honey. Like, well, right? Surely. For those in America who don't know, Katie Hopkins is like our version of sewage.
Oh, wow. I'm sure she would, Ian. I'm sure she would.
But again, does she has a platform. This is what I'm saying. She's very upfront and honest with her opinions.
Yeah.
And people, like, we're sat here saying that. I don't think she should be cancelled. I don't think she should be thrown away.
No. People should have the choice to watch her or not. If they're going to be offended, don't watch. Simple.
Exactly. I'm offended by her views. I think she's a bigot. I think she's intolerable. I think she's literally, like, disgusting. But that's because she's been given a platform to express those views, and I don't want to support her. Now, it would be different if she hid those views, and then one day there was a tweet that came out exposing that she actually held those views. Then I'd be lied to, right? Yeah. And that is the premise of cancel culture. Like, it's people hiding who they are to gain a platform, to gain money, to gain success and fame, rather than just being upfront and honest and saying, I'm a knobhead. At least she's honest about it, if nothing else.
Definitely.
And she had sex in fields.
Well, allegedly.
That's not allegedly, there's a picture of it.
I'm saying allegedly. It's the internet. Come on, I'm covering myself. It's the name of the podcast.
If Katie Hopkins sues us, she was getting the bill.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm saying allegedly. It's the name of the podcast. There we are.
Picture you say, yeah, you can only see her back, mate. You don't want to see her nipples, I can assure you of that. She's having sex in a field. I think she was having an affair with a fella at the time, wasn't she?
Allegedly. Allegedly. I'm just going to keep saying that now. Sorry,
I'm going to message her on Twitter and see if she'd like to come on.
Oh, you know what? I would actually have her on the show. I would have her on here.
Same.
That's another thing. We'll take opinions of people. Like Piers Morgan. We'll call him a knob or whatever. Do you know that person? No. Have you ever spoke to that person? No. Obviously, a lot of people have, and will still say, yeah, he's a knob. But until I personally speak to that person, yeah, I've got an opinion, but I will give every person a chance to prove me wrong. Because They could be a completely different person when you're talking to them, and you could end up getting along with them and creating a very good friendship. It's just weird how it goes, but I would have her on. I would have Piers Morgan on there.
I think he'd be lowering himself to come here, mate.
Yeah, I know he wouldn't lower himself to come on this.
Now he's not getting those Good Morning Britain checks. Who knows?
I would have Piers Morgan come on here and give him his chance to have a say and a chat and have a rant.
What do you think he'd reckon to our interview techniques with Heather earlier? Do you know?
He wouldn't like it because we gave Heather a chance to speak.
Get him, Tom. Get him. I think we did really well. I think we did really well. I think everyone's questions got addressed, and I think she felt comfortable doing it. I think we should be proud of ourselves, considering we're not fucking trained interviewing journalist people. I think we did all right.
Yeah, exactly.
Can I cancel someone now? Now we've discussed cancel culture. Can I cancel somebody?
Who are you cancelling?
All right. So for those who aren't aware of who I am, hello, I'm Aiden. I'm the most awkward person on the internet. I have a gambling channel. So I gamble online. That's my little section of the internet. I am cancelling today. You ready? Somebody get a cancel hammer out. I'm cancelling Pragmatic Play. They're getting cancelled. I'm over them. I'm cancelling them. All right, listen, Tom. I'm about to get myself in some hot water here, and I'm cancelling them. I don't care.
I'm just letting you have a talk for a minute. I'm not listening.
I'm cancelling them. All right, so
we all love Heather.
I don't know whether people saw, but on Twitter, they were advertising the fact that they've increased a bet size that you can do. So you can bet on a slot machine. You can bet up to the value of $75,000 for one spin. For one spin, you can bet $75,000 for one spin.
Yes.
Here we go. Ban everyone. Yeah, I'm cancelling Pragmatic Play. So $75,000 for one spin.
Yep.
That to most people is 2, 3, 4 years of hard work. 10 hours a day. That's for who is that there for? Other than problem gamblers
and the super rich, who shouldn't have that money to waste in one spin. Personally,
if it was there, have it there. If it was this is the maximum thing, have it. But don't use it as an advertising ploy. Don't be like, oh, you can bet now 75 grand. Don't advertise that. Don't advertise it online to people who consume gambling content. That's not content. It's predatory.
Yeah.
I was actually disgusted when I seen it. I couldn't believe what I saw. It literally made me ill. It made me ill.
Here we go. I will try bring it up on screen.
Oh, this is me. This is my tweet popping off at him.
There it is on the tweet from Aiden. Let me scroll to get the tweet in, show it more. So it's rollbit.com. It's not directly Pragmatic who's tweeted about it.
Rollbit.com as well, then.
It's not Pragmatic who's directly commented or shared it, but it is one of their games. $750 spins or 75k bonus buy. It's you said it perfectly in your tweet. The most dangerous thing. It is.
It's so dangerous.
Absolutely ridiculous.
Who in their right mind would do that unless even if you did have all the money in the world, fundamentally, if you're willing to risk £75,000 in the midst of a pandemic where people in developed countries are struggling to get by, if you're willing to risk £75,000 on a spin, you're seriously sociopathic.
Yeah, on Sweet Bonanza of all games.
Sweet Bonanza of all games.
That means it's then going to roll out on other games as well.
Yeah, it will. It'll roll out on other games. So, again, we have a platform. Again, if you are from America and you're not quite sure who I am, we have a website where we review slot games. And I'm going to try to steer way clear to the best of my ability of Pragmatic Play. I don't understand, somebody has to take a stance and go, that's messed up, and fuck it, I'll die on that hill, why not?
Yeah, but Sammy, risking that sort of money on the stock market is different. Um,
You can get a 0x, right? You can literally get a 0x.
you could get a 0x on that slot. It's
So when
based
everyone
on
was
an
buying
RTP.
Bitcoin,
Yeah.
when everyone was buying Bitcoin, you know this, Tom. Me and you, we tried to. I've never invested a penny before, but everyone was buying like Bitcoin and fucking Ethereum and Dogecoin or whatever.
Yeah.
And I tried to do some trading, and I literally couldn't do it. The barrier to entry was you have to have gone to seminars about trading. You had to have a background in it. You had to know what you were doing before you were allowed to trade on their platform. To a point, I couldn't even do it. I don't know what the rules are in America, but they're the rules in the UK. Is that they make it very difficult to trade unless you have some knowledge of what you're doing, right?
Right. What I like, some of the platforms out there, I can't remember the name of it, but there's an app I've seen on the phone before. Is a great way to train yourself. They will give you, say, 10,000 of your currency of fake funds. I know, don't even start. I'm saying fake funds. But it's for you to practice, to see, right, I'm going to buy at this and then sell. It gives you, one, teaches you their software, which is fine. If you are seriously thinking about investing, it's teaching you their software, how to use it, where what you need to know is. And it also teaching you how the market works, which is a great thing because one of them makes you use that for a certain amount of time before you can even sign up and deposit with them.
Yeah.
Which is, I think, a nice way of doing it because it's like, right, instead of going in, I've got 75 grand to waste, let's press one button, sweet bonanza, buy 75 grand, gone. Whereas this is at least giving you a bit of training. Yeah, you could still lose all that 75 grand. In a stock market, highly unlikely something you're going to invest, especially that amount in, suddenly crashing and becoming nothing. But at least it's giving you a bit of training, showing you how to do it, what to expect before you've invested the money.
Have you seen Sammy's comment?
I have
Anyway,
seen
guys,
Sammy's
I'm
comment.
off now to a pragmatic bonus. Enjoy, mate.
Enjoy, Sammy. Good luck.
Enjoy.
If I don't see 75k buys, I'm unsubscribing. But yeah,
It really annoyed me when I saw that. It really did. Especially, I feel like, we are all very aware of what I do, and I'd like to say that I do it in a responsible manner. And it really shocked me. It really did shock me that is even an option. Like, I knew that people were kind of upping the stakes in gambling to create content, right? The stakes are getting higher and higher and higher because it's easy to get content from it. But to think it's got to that point now, it's got to that point where you're risking 4 to 5 or 3, depending on your income, of course, like years' wages on
exactly.
one spin.
Polly is saying it's great there. There is no research in slots. It's just a random number generator.
Yeah, exactly. You're right there, Polly.
Exactly.
Right.
It's like writing 100 numbers in a hat, and oh look, you're getting 1x.
I bet Rosh has bought loads already. I bet he's pretended to buy loads.
Oh.
Thomas, that's so.
Allegedly.
You shady bitch.
Allegedly.
You shady bitch, Tom.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
I'm sure others have as well. And then I'm sure there's the odd genuine person out there gone, fuck that. I'm keeping my 75 grand.
75 grand.
But I don't...
Listen, Tom, if you've got the bank balance to be betting 75 grand on a spin, you're damn well not recording it and putting it online. If you've got the bank balance to do that, you're sunning yourself on a beach. Let's have it right. I think I saw the other day, the funniest thing, and, I'm not really one for, I don't want to comment on anyone personally, but it made me laugh and fuck it, cancel me. So, do you know this exposed man who does slots online? He won, 500 grand or something, and then someone said, oh, perhaps he'll have money to sort his smile out now. And I thought, as harsh as that is, to be fair, if he has got 500 grand in his bank balance, the next day you wouldn't stream normal, would you?
Yeah.
You've just got £500,000 quid. You're telling me you've got time to sit on your arse and film yourself playing a slot machine. Bollock.
And,
bollocks.
Yep, definitely. And cop. Try by the corners up. Don't always go for your big Mayfair Park Lane. Orange and red corner. That can always get people.
Can you play Monopoly online? I'd love to beat you at that.
Oh dear, we can have a Monopoly game.
I mean, not right now.
No,
but
no, not now, of course, but at some
I think
point.
that'd be quite fun.
Oh,
If
Aiden.
it doesn't exist, I'm going to make it.
Was you in the Discord call when I was going through my Monopoly boards the other day?
No, what Monopoly boards? It's almost like Copman's a plant.
It must have been. I was in Discord the other day. I think it was Sammy or... I can't remember. My brain's terrible. I have dyspraxia. I forget things. But yeah, I was going through my Monopoly boards and I've got 17 of them.
Oh, what, like physical boards?
Physical boards, yeah. 17 different sets. 18.
I mean, I guess I would play
18.
it.
Sorry, I've got another one hidden elsewhere. 18 of them.
If I roll the dice here, and then I guess we could feasibly do it.
It was Milky me. Sorry, Milky. I've had a busy day. And Aiden wasn't much
what's
help.
the difference? Is one of them like the Star Wars version or something?
Yeah, all different versions and variations. I collect them. So, but yeah,
I am not judging.
I like my Monopoly. So I'm always down for a game if you want to at some point.
Yeah, do you think you can play online?
You know what? You know what? Sod your Minecraft Mondays. Let's have Monopoly Mondays.
Monopoly Mondays. The only reason I'm saying it is because it has caused so many civil wars in my family. Like, I'm surprised my mum and dad are still together after a game of Monopoly.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's shocking.
There's arguments before the game starts sometimes because everyone has their own variation of rules as well.
What happens when you land on free parking? Before I commit to this, what happens when you land on free parking?
All your fines and bits go in the middle of the board, free parking, you collect it.
No. No, I'm not playing with you. I'm not playing with you.
Finally,
No.
he doesn't want to play with me. Yes.
I'm not playing with you. I'm not playing with you. You land on free parking, nothing happens. It's free parking. Like, there's no effect. It's free parking, nothing happens.
See? Again, different variations.
Every time you pass go, what do you get? 200?
200.
Right?
Yeah, it's 200. Double if you land on it.
Double if you land on it?
If you land
You're
on
making up these rules as you go along.
Again, there's variations of rules. Right. So, can you buy the properties first time on your first roll?
No.
No.
Not until you've got around the board once.
Yeah, fine. That's fine. You have to go around the board once.
Yeah.
Right then. One of the other rules, which is a proper written rule in some boards, if you don't want to buy a property, what happens to it?
No, don't do it. Don't. If you say that it goes up to an auction, I'm walking out.
I don't play that, but that's what
Okay,
it's.
thank God.
I don't play it, but it says that in the rules sometimes.
Yeah, you're supposed to hold an auction, right? You're supposed to be like, I don't want it, and then people can start to bet on. Not bet, sorry. People can start to make bids on it.
Yeah, but then you can join in the auction yourself.
It's open to other players. Ian, get out of here. Ian, get out of here. The official rule book. Fuck the rules. Listen.
Yeah, but for what edition, Milky? Because there's different editions of Monopoly. Just
If
saying.
you can follow the rules down to a T, it probably won't be very fun.
I'm just hoping.
Like Twister, it's much more fun if you do it naked. That's not in the rules.
I see. That's got the speed dice. Yeah. See, that's the ridiculously new rules, the rubbish rules. Classic. Yeah.
I'm wasted here, Thomas. I'm wasted.
Yeah, it's got the classic rules in there, but yeah, it's just one of those things. It causes arguments in the game and even before the game.
Do you know how to play chess, Tom?
I do know how to play chess.
I know how to play chess.
Not well.
Really
Not well, but I know how to play.
Me and Gary used to play quite a lot when I was younger. I think that's something where I don't think people quite understand that I was like, you know those special kids? Like
Go
you
on.
know those,
Yes.
You know those kids who are like, I don't really know, like you're really, really like disgustingly clever. Like up until about 10, like I was that guy. I was really like, I was in Gifted and Talented. Like I was a gifted child until I started puberty, and then it all disappeared. But yeah, I was a special boy. So yeah, I used to play chess like at the age of, I don't know, very young. I used to play it for like hours.
Fair.
Hours and hours and hours.
Yeah.
Like I used to really enjoy. We should play chess, mate. I wonder if I've still got the gift
Oh dear. You and your gifts.
What?
Yes. You and your
So
gifts.
his mum said, Polly, listen, mate. I was a clever lad. The government were gonna pay for me to go to like a proper boarding school where I was probably gonna get nonced by vicars.
Allegedly. Oh dear.
It's fine, you can say that. It's fine. We've addressed cancel culture. We're free to say what we want now. If anyone cancels us, you're a bigot. Well, it's true. I was a very special kid. I don't know what happened. Asylum, you mean? Possibly.
As you said, puberty hit and said people were not interested. Oh, you went bad. I might as well go bad. Why not?
Very true. No, it's true though. As soon as I hit puberty, like I don't know, something changed in my brain. I don't know what it was, but I just started to be like, I don't think I was challenged enough as a kid. I don't think I was challenged enough. I think my talents went to waste, and I embarrassed myself on the internet for a career. So hey ho.
Yeah, I mean, main thing, we discussed it last podcast how young I started working a bit, but I used to be really good at math. I'm not saying I'm bad now, but I used to just smash it out all the time. I was years ahead of my math skills. Yes, Ian, maths. I said maths the second time. This time.
Why? Well, how did you say it the first time?
Math. I said math. I said it the American way. Yes.
You
They say it without the S. It's just how it come out. I'm talking.
Math?
It's maths, yes.
No, mate.
It's got the S on it. I know it's got the S on it. It's maths. I'm addressing English and American people in this podcast, so I'm saying it both different ways in different sentences. And I'm just covering both audiences. There's the reason. It's covering both audiences. So, with my maths...
Thank you,
Jammy! Thank you very, very much for the raid of 14 people. What an absolute
Thank you,
legend.
Jammy. What a hero. Jammy, how did you get on, mate?
Hope you done well.
I was having a good look before I had to use my phone as camera. He was playing a game we've never seen before. He was playing something to do with he had like a gold safe.
Oh, Milky saying don't ask.
Don't ask. Boop boop. Hi,
dear.
Nettie.
Nettie! Good evening, my lovely. Hope you're
Who
well.
are these two gorgeous alpha males? You. I'm in.
Is it a pragmatic game? Oh dear.
Thank you very much for the raid, Jammy.
Yeah,
Very much appreciated.
thank you,
I'm
Jammy.
sorry if you have lost.
And hello to everyone else who has just come over from Jammy's stream.
You've
Welcome.
missed
Yes.
You've missed lovely Heather.
You've missed our resident medical expert advisor.
Our second resident medical expert.
Our medical resident expert advisor.
Isn't it good that on the podcast earlier we had two doctors? Isn't that great?
Doctor and a half. Polly, thank you.
Polly.
Oh my god.
Thank you.
Polly, thank you very much for the 5 gifted subs there. Absolute legend. Thank you
Am
kindly.
I getting half of that money?
No, I can't see you on screen, sorry.
Hello? Am I getting...
Are you covering costs for other things I'm setting up in the background? No. Polly, thank you again for that. Very, very much appreciated.
Thank you, Polly. What a true star you are.
My alerts didn't make any sounds then.
It didn't make any sounds. Do you want me to sing? You're a superstar. Probably for the best. I got copyright struck this week.
So have I on the YouTube videos for the last 2 podcasts, so it probably is a good thing.
Yeah.
Oh, you heard
You
them?
know-
Oh, is it
We
just...
heard them.
Oh, I'm not hearing them.
But yeah, I got copyright struck. I couldn't believe I've been copyright struck. It actually really surprised me. Because I just thought, like... I don't know. I don't really remember ever copyrighting anyone's content. At least I've not done it maliciously. Have
No?
I?
Right.
I don't
I
think
know what
I
it.
have.
I know what it is.
What?
I
what
warned
is
you.
it?
I warned you and all.
What did you warn me of?
Your intro music.
No, it's fine. I used to sleep with the person who makes our music. It's fine.
But the algorithm don't know you slept with him, so...
I'll send the algorithm some pictures. I'll send the algorithm some lovely pictures.
Yeah, but under the DMCA, PRS, PPL guidelines, I'm not getting into it. The algorithm don't know. Ever maybe? I don't know. I'm sure we can ask her. It's a bit personal,
We've only
but
ever had like professional conversation with her. Like,
yeah. Heather's never got to this part of the show, unfortunately. Kaziana, hi. Hope you're well. Welcome along. Oh, she is single, apparently. There you go, Cop. There you go.
Ooh. If anyone's wondering why I keep doing this, I keep catching myself doing it. Like, my microphone is covering half my screen. Let me move this and I can stop. There you go.
Oh, God,
there you go.
We can hear him more now.
Sorry, am I louder?
No, it's fine. It's fine. So, yeah, there's that. What else are we talking about tonight? What do you fancy?
Honestly, just having a natter, to be honest.
It has gone just to a general chit-chat.
Oh, it always does. I think it goes very quickly from us being super professional to us just having a chinwag.
Definitely.
Very proud of you, Thomas. You, my dear friend, have got 400 views on our website.
I know. The story broke for 400. Absolute brilliant.
400 people have read the story you wrote. 400 people. For written, I mean, yeah, is it millions and millions? No, but for online, like, content that's written, online written content does not get a lot of clicks.
No.
It really does not.
It is the best story out of them all, just saying. Not for the content I'm written, I'm relating to the numbers. Oh, pardon me.
Oh, okay. You better be related to the numbers. I was about to drag you then.
It's actually at 417 now.
417, that's crazy. That is crazy, Tom. You should be really proud of yourself.
Just really exploding.
You should be really, really proud of yourself.
Give
us a link then.
The second best story is also written by me. Just saying.
It's not listen, Tom, we're a team. It's not a fucking competition, mate.
Just saying. The story itself, let's get the link for chat.
Alright, Polly, when you come back, alright, just tell him that the story's alright. Tell him that mine's really good, Polly, please.
There is the story link in chat. You can go read yourself about Jamming Jars too. It was...
Yeah, you should be really proud of yourself, Tom. You've done really, really well. Really well. Thank you. Your heart out.
Thank you very much. 389 of them were Ian. Well, thank you, Ian.
Gavin, you have unfortunately missed lovely Heather, who was here earlier with us again. But yeah, if you have missed, don't worry, you can catch up on quick, Tom. Plug. Elbow.
Elbow. I'm not Gary. You can't get me to QVC, but I will. As always, they get uploaded to YouTube, and they get uploaded now to Spotify and Apple Podcasts soon when they approve it, and potentially others in the future when I carry on working tomorrow.
No, I think it's really very tough. It's really good. I'm going for a shower because you both make me wet. Beautiful. Love that. But yeah, always just turn into a general chit chat. I enjoy it. Can we talk about Aiden's unhealthy obsession with Justin Bieber? Tom.
He wants to shag him and that's it. Done.
I mean, I don't think it's unhealthy. The other day, though, I was going to delete my...
Thank you, Cop.
I was going to completely delete my Twitter account and just make it like a Justin Bieber fan Twitter account. I literally really considered it.
What do you mean? You've already got 6 of them and I found 3 of them.
I'm
still trying to find the other 3, which I can guarantee are yours, but I'm still looking for them.
So I straight up had a no, well I didn't have it. I was a part of a group. I better Google it first because I remember it had some very explicit content on that. 1 second. Can you see what I'm currently doing on the internet?
No.
Okay, thank God.
I can. No, I can't. I'm joking.
There used to be a thing called Justin Bieber Shrine. It's so embarrassing, but I don't know where it is now.
Polly, we'll recover it somehow. We'll gain it back.
It's so help me God. If you find a user on there called like JB Forever 2K12, it's not me. I promise you, it's not me.
Everyone's now Googling that username. They might then find your past YouTube channel. You're so ashamed to share.
No one's ever going to find that. No one's ever going to find that. I don't know whether it still exists. I'm fairly certain that I either deleted it when I went to university because I didn't want people to find it, or it got deleted from copyright strike. I'm seeing a pattern here with copyright strike, but definitely one or the other happened. It definitely doesn't exist.
Have you actually searched for it yourself recently?
No.
Well, simple way to find out. Search for it, and then you've got an answer, yes or no. Is it still on there? It's more than likely
Can you
still
see
on
my
their
screen?
servers somewhere. What?
Can you see my screen?
No, I cannot see your screen.
All right. Is there a way to search for a channel name on YouTube?
Yes, just type in the channel name.
Oh. Okay. Oh, speaking of, Sammy's live.
It's
I've
Sammy.
seen him is live on the old YouTubes at the moment. Oh, that is not me. That is not me. That is nope. I knew it wouldn't exist.
Yes, Aiden screams like a girl. Is it there?
No, it's not here. But I've just remembered. Milky has access to my YouTube account. He's gonna know what that
Milky! Yes!
is. Milky has access to the YouTube account because he uploads a video.
Milky, the plan works.
No,
The plan works.
Milky and Chat is our editor, and he has access to my YouTube videos. Milky, don't do it, mate. Don't look for them.
Yes,
Best paid
Milky.
lad on time this month. Don't look for that.
Yes, teamwork, Milky. I've got that bargaining chip for you now. Get
Don't
paid
look
on
for it.
time.
I stayed all quiet. No, they are embarrassing. They did relatively well for the time. It was a different time. Like, for those that don't know, I used to do YouTube videos way back when. I'm talking like, it was before university, and I'm about to turn 29, so 13, 14 years ago. I did them for a while. It was very different. YouTube now is very much high quality content. But when I was doing it, it wasn't like that.
It was its
literally-
original purpose, a video sharing site. Just upload whatever you wanted video-wise, and it got shared.
It was before you could give like now when you like a video, you can thumb it up. For example, if you're watching on YouTube, thumb this one up. Hint, hint. It was before that you used to give it a 5-star rating. You used to rate it out of 5 stars for anyone who remembers.
Yeah, I remember them days.
But we had at the time, it was me and a friend, we had at the time more subscribers than Russell Brand. Madness. So he was the second channel below us. Absolute madness.
Whereas...
Was it Cat Tips? It wasn't. I remember I just used to embarrass myself, mate.
Whereas now, YouTube is too much about monetization.
It is. It's very much about monetization.
Yeah.
It is.
I'm going to say it now. Like, subscribe. I say it, dislike. I don't care if you like or dislike the video. It's an interaction. I said it last time. Well, I care, but I don't. Because if there's a if there's a dislike, it means right. There's a target to work on. Something we said or done someone didn't like. Work on it, change that to a like. It's encouragement to me. It's not, oh, they don't like us. It's like, right, let's make someone like us who didn't like us or whatever.
I will say that is part of like being on the internet. At least for me, like, for example, you could have. I would struggle with that. I would really struggle with that. You could have 100 people say nice things about you, and if you have one person say something negative, I remember the negative things far more than I remember the positive things.
Yeah, of course everyone
I don't know
does.
whether that's just how the human brain works, whether that's specifically me.
No,
But,
exactly. It's
like,
got
if someone did dislike it, like,
Holly said it in a different way earlier. It's like with the slots, you only remember people's big wins, not the losses.
True.
And it's you only remember the positives, or some cases you only focus on the negatives. And it's about getting the brain to then teach yourself to go, right, hang on, that negative I'm turning into a positive. Yeah, it can be right nasty comment or something, and there are trolls out there who do that. If it's trolly and horrible, don't dwell on it. There's dickheads out there who probably their mums don't even like them themselves. But it was a bit cruel to say that, hey ho.
Oh, cool.
But something what's negative but constructive, use it in that constructive way. Go, right, hang on.
Yeah.
They've made a fair point. Take that step back and think, hang on, if I was watching this, would I make a comment? Or have I not even written a comment, but have I said to myself watching a video, oh, fuck me, that was a bit shit? I do it listening to music all the time. Am I going to tell the artist no? Because generally it'll be like, yeah, it's alright, but there's this. Not, oh, that's shit. You always say, but that's just me. There you go, I'm saying but now.
How can you agree all the time how boring life that to be like that? Yeah, agreed. I just think when you do put yourself on when you put yourself out there, you're exposing like a lot of wounds, right?
Yeah,
you're
exactly.
kind of exposing yourself to criticism from your peers, from like a group of people that you like. That is kind of what being on the internet and putting a camera in front of yourself. Like a lot of people get shy from having their picture taken, let alone in their entire personality and life on the internet, like we do. Or, it's kind of a lot of wounds are there for people to see. So if someone doesn't like me, like I don't give a fuck. If someone was walking down the street or someone I knew personally didn't like me, fuck, I could not care less. But when it's someone who, I don't know. Do you make content to please people? I'm not really got the answers to that, but it seems like there is a little bit more of a sting to it when it's somebody completely random on the internet. At least for me, it seems to have a bit more of a sting to it. And you can't please everybody, but there is definitely, it does kind of stick with you. Just kind of stick with you.
Of course. And it's just, as I say, don't dwell on it. Don't dwell on it. That's the best way.
You can say whatever you want as long as you say exactly what I tell you. It's not that hard.
Yep.
Did someone mention peers? But yeah, I do know. I'm very much like a glass cannon. Like, I'd say I have a lot of opinions, but the second someone gives me one back, I'm like, oh God, you destroyed me. I am very much a glass cannon.
Yeah, it's like you saying about camera. Yeah, if you've got yourself in front of the camera and you're saying something, to then cruelly be negative to someone who's putting themselves out there, it is horrible. But hats off to anyone.
It does take balls. It does take balls to put yourself out there. It does take balls, especially like just before. Again, if you've not been in the environment like that of putting yourself online in any regard. Like, there is some people out there who don't feel comfortable taking pictures. Do you know that point when it's your birthday and everyone stands around and sings happy birthday and you want to die inside? That's how I feel just before I press record each day. Like, that's how I feel. Like, but again, that's mental illness, mate. That's my anxiety coming out to play.
Why do you think I've got a 5-minute intro screen? It's like, I'm live. I've got time, I can have a smoke, take my mind off it.
Yeah.
But I used to have a fear of talking on a microphone. A lot of people...
Thomas, you're a DJ.
Yep, exactly. I've been DJing, what am I, 32? Oh my God, 18 years. Damn. I've been DJing longer than some of the people in the clubs.
That's longer than I've been alive.
What, 18 years?
Yeah.
So you're all saying you're under 18?
Stop it.
Let's kick him out. Let's kick him out. He's not allowed to be here. Yeah. So, for a long time, I hated talking on the microphone. Absolute hated it. Because I feared it. And, yeah, I've worked in the industry that long, I've had to get used to it. And now look at me here. I'm on the internet. Can't shut up half the time. It's taken a lot of time, but like even I was saying it with you earlier when we was working this afternoon. You was doing whatever.
We were working this afternoon. Look at us.
Yes,
wow.
I was doing my bits this afternoon, and I was saying it then to you. Editing videos or playing video back. 90% of people in the world hate hearing their voice back. Well, it's actually higher number than that. It's when you can accept it and come to do it, it's become so much easier to work with that reason. So, if you do want to, get into some sort of voice or any kind of industry, listen to yourself back. It's horrible. But the moment you can come to accept hearing yourself, the work becomes so much easier. And that's
You know
what...
what, it's one thing a lot of people are aware of, isn't it? Like when you hear yourself back in a recording, I think it's kind of everyone's experience that you're like, God, is that my voice?
Yeah, exactly.
Like everyone's experienced that before.
And you could have the best microphone in the world, it still changes your voice, how you hear it, because you're hearing it naturally within your own body. If I was to... I've got a button over here I can press. Where is it? There. I can now hear my microphone through the headphones, and it completely changes it, and it's weird.
That's my idea of a nightmare.
But
so this is why
I'm not shy to press it now, because I've got used to hearing my own voice through headphones, through sound systems, whatever, so it's fine, but I'm going to turn it off, because it's annoying when you're recording.
Ollie said you've got to get used to new voices, even your own, as it sounds so different to what you hear in your head. That's possibly true,
Yeah,
Polly. Possibly
exactly.
true. I spent years avoiding people. It's only quite recent that I stopped caring as much. See, I think outside of the online space, like, I don't really care all that much what people think. I'm very much like, or at least I think I fake it till I make it, right? I've convinced myself I don't care, therefore I don't care. Inside, it's crippling me, but I've convinced myself to such an extent that I don't care. Like, you know, it's kind of a lie that I told myself, and now I even start to believe it. But yeah, it's very different on the internet. I don't know how or why it is. Perhaps it's because we've still tentatively putting our toes in the water. We've only been doing it for less than a year, so. But yeah, when you do get like a little bit of negativity, it seems to stick with you way more than it would if it was just some random knobhead on the street.
Polly, I'm sure you sound great in the shower singing. Aiden would like to see videos to confirm.
I sound great in the shower when I sing. I purposely sing right close to a wall so it echoes back and I can hear myself like really clear. That's
Reflects.
so narcissistic, but honestly true.
Reflects back.
Honestly true.
Reflects, not echoes. Different things.
What do you mean reflect?
So, the sound coming back off a surface is a reflection.
That's not true.
I'm not even getting into it. We can have this discussion argument later.
That says to me, I'm googling it, Thomas. What do you mean? What's an echo?
A direct sound off one surface is a reflection.
Echo is cavernous of a surface. Is reflection.
Thank you, Ian. You've put it in the perfect words there.
Echo is cavernous.
Yes, so it's coming from multiple directions.
Oh, okay.
So, right, I've got a wall here, not that you can see it on the camera. If I'm talking to myself...
Oh god, this is going to be hard to hear on headphones, I apologise. Go on, stream.
No, I'm at a wall here, talking to myself. I can hear myself coming back off the wall. It's not an echo, it's a reflection. That's what you've just said you do in the shower. If I was now going to walk down the road, go to the tunnel what goes under the train tracks, and start singing in there, that would be an echo, because it's cavernous is the word Ian used. It's passing through, reflecting multiple times, causing an echo.
A cavernous
and a delay.
From the X. Lovely, cop man, lovely. Lovely.
Yeah, that's a good way to say it also as well, Polly. It's audio representation of bouncing protons. It's the sound bouncing about.
You're stressing, Tom. Yeah. I feel like I have a way of being like that. I don't know. We very much know how to push each other's buttons, you and I, Tom.
We do.
Choose not to. We choose not to. Well, at least you choose not to with me.
No, I'm just trying to help train people not to listen to you.
Come again?
Look, going back to what I said earlier, if it's a true fact or a true representation, let it be explained.
Mm-hmm.
That's a reflection. Mm-hmm. A cave, a tunnel, whatever, is an echo.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. Don't run over. I'm just fact. Trying to explain better.
It is fun. We do 100% know how to trigger each other. Can I just say, I really wonder if one day we'll ever like have a row here. I really wonder if that'll ever happen.
I don't see it happening because
I can't see it happening.
we do respect each other's opinions.
Yeah.
We don't agree on everything. Some things we do. But I don't see it ever get into an argument. It may do one day.
I don't think I could row with you. I don't think I could honestly row with you. I have too much respect for you. But
I don't know. I kind of want it to happen as well, especially on air. It'd be great content.
Should we have a row?
No, you can't set.
Shall we have a proper buster?
No, we're not just going to set up a row because it's false.
All right. Next time
When the day,
not no, we're doing it for views.
not next time, because it will then be set up because people will think it's set up. If it genuinely happens one day and we start rowing, it's going to be awesome content.
It will be so good. It'll be so good.
Because I can see you hiding in the corner crying. You know, because you're such an alpha male.
As well, Tom. We have so much dirt on each other. It's fucking amazing how much dirt we have on each other.
Excuse me, I had a shower. I'm clean, thank you.
Honestly, if you ever fall out, Tom, I'm gonna have to kill you. That's how much dirt you have on me. If we ever fall out, if it ever comes a day where we stop talking, I'm gonna have to murder you. You know too much.
You're gonna have to murder me. How are you gonna murder me? Go on then. What's your planned method of attack for murdering me?
I'll get you to lick the palm of my hand.
Fucking hell, yeah. Death by pissy fingers.
Pissy fingers.
It'd be an attack from behind.
I would say out of everybody on the internet, I would say it's probably our friendship that's lasted the longest. Right? We've known each other the longest. We've spoke the longest. I would say, at least from my perspective.
From within the group. Do you mean?
As a whole, for me. Why? Who's you? Thomas, don't make me turn jealous now. Who are you hanging around with that isn't me?
I've been on the internet a lot longer than you.
Well, actually, if you're including Tinder, perhaps not. Including Tinder, maybe not. But I would say out of everybody that I've met from Twitch, I would say, at least for me, you're the friend that I've known the longest and have had the most interaction with.
Yeah.
And the person I dislike the most.
Fair. Fair.
But yeah, not including Tinder. I've been talking to people on there for years who eventually one day I hope to meet. Some get these two a bed and roses. Fuck off, Jammy lad. You'd want to watch.
Jammy, you've spent too much time on Grindr. What you on about?
Internet friends.
Internet friends.
I think we'd be like this when we actually see each other face to face when lockdown's over.
No.
No, I agree. You'll be all confident, and I'd find that really intimidating. It'd freak me out.
Yeah, yeah.
You put your hand out to shake my hand. No, you wouldn't. Actually, I don't wash them. But you do something really like.
So I'd put a glove on first, and then put my hand out to shake your hand.
Are you a hugger?
I hug people, yeah.
I am a little bit of I love an hug. I literally feel like we're about to start dating.
Oh, what's Milky found?
After much digging, I have found. Don't do it. I deleted it. I clicked remove. I think I clicked remove anyway. I think I clicked remove. I don't think there's any way he's found that. Get a room already, you two. Ooh,
I'm alright.
No. No! Have you found the YouTube videos? Please. Milky, I'll literally pay you to just stop talking.
30 quid he needs for his Chinese for his missus.
The emails go quite... He's... Because he has access to my YouTube, you're a fucking knobhead, mate. You're a fucking knobhead. You're a knobhead, right? End. Right, bye.
No.
I know that he's got access to my emails.
That's fine.
Hold up. No, it's not fine.
It's fine.
Not fine. Don't expose me, please.
It's alright. Whilst we're talking about Milky anyway for the moment... I've got to bring it up on the podcast. Milky, brilliant guy, part of the Genius Group, who both Aiden and I are part of course. Good news yesterday.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. You weren't watching, was you?
Yeah, I was watching with you. Doyle.
I know. Brilliant news. Him and his lovely partner, and Little Un. Not forgetting Little Un, done the gender reveal for their soon-to-be baby. And awesome, Milky, awesome. Get it over now. I'll get it on stream. But yeah, they done the gender reveal. And that was awesome news for them. No, you got nothing to say?
What is that then? Are we doing that?
I don't know. It's public knowledge. Public. Oh, what is this? Oh, it's a gender reveal video. That's fine.
Me furiously checking Discord like shit. What's he saying?
So this is why I've not said it, because Milky is sending a video. So I need to.
I thought he was very sweet. Very sweet.
Let me get this back in size properly. Try squeeze it between our faces. Cover Aiden's up. So you can see us. This was the video. He did do it live, but for anyone who didn't see it, yes, they gave a 3-year-old a sharp knife, but here's the video.
I hope you look just like your daddy and love him like I do.
It's a boy!
Look at that butcher's knife you gave that child, Milky. Did you see that butcher's knife? Very
Look
sweet.
at that knife. So yeah, congratulations. Oh, I've just realised.
What?
It's got music on it. Milky, you're going to get me another copyright strike on YouTube.
For
Bloody.
fuck's sake, Milky. It's a boy!
It's a boy. It's a boy.
Are we allowed to talk about how thick I was? So, Copman, I know you were there. Anybody who was watching my stream on... when was it? Tuesday? Friday? I don't know. When everyone who watched my stream on Tuesday, I was talking about Milky's gender reveal. And when he said he was doing a gender reveal on stream, I thought, in my head, his missus will be sat, like, legs akimbo, like, with someone fucking, doing the scan. Like, that's what I thought was going to happen.
Oh,
so
stop. I've got to get Milky in for this part.
I sat there and I literally spoke about how Milky's going to be, like, talking about his, like, doing a live stream from the scan, and you all agreed and was like, yeah, that's what a gender reveal is. I didn't think he'd be popping a fucking balloon. Hi, Dave!
So, we have a Milky with us. He's not Dr. Heather Barts. Let's turn that off.
You're an idiot.
Here's the big man.
One of the stupidest things I've ever done. It's one of the stupidest things I've ever done.
You're an idiot.
It's just so funny.
Reveal, I thought it would be a reveal, like on a scan.
Oh,
You can't do that. You're not allowed to do that.
Polly, thank you very much
Thank
for
you
the
all, thank you.
gifted to Cop there. It is very, very much appreciated.
Literally, he sat there going, yeah, literally, whilst you've got the belly out, we've got gel, and you're trying not to see what the gender is, so it's a surprise. Can everybody in the fucking existence of the world see it beforehand? Yeah, of course, not a problem. We'll let everyone see. When you see it's Packer, we'll go, oh yeah, fine, we don't know.
I just don't know. Like, when you said you were doing a gender reveal, like, I just presumed that it would happen whilst you were getting scanned. Like, I know it's so stupid. And looking back, I feel thick for even saying it. But I said it in front of a good 50 people, and 50 people sat there and went, "Yeah, that's what a gender reveal is." Never once did anyone go, "Are you sure it's not going to be a balloon?"
So about this, these YouTube videos, by the way.
Milky, please, I'm actually begging you not to. Please. You
Let me
hold so much power.
Let me just load up the emails.
No, please, you hold so much power. I know you have to email address back there. I'm asking you, please don't.
This is brilliant.
It's please don't.
I mean, I have looked through the YouTube history, and there's some interesting stuff on here, to say the least. When you start scrolling back a little bit.
Don't, Milky, please don't do this. Like, I know you think this is good content, but please don't do this.
No. We're not going to mention any of your old YouTube. We're just going to go through.
Let's not do this at all!
We're just going to do some questionable song
Awesome
choices.
gender, Polly. Awesome.
What do you mean?
Just, like, you listen to a lot of music.
I don't listen to any music. I don't do this!
Lady Gaga, Pepsi Zero Sugar Super Bowl halftime show.
That was not me.
That's probably in my search history as well, though, at some point. Just saying.
That was not me!
Actually, it won't be because I watched it live. Just saying. I would have watched that live.
This so uncomfortable. That was not me!
Is there any midget porn? Big Toe is asking.
What on YouTube? No.
Yeah, not on YouTube. RedTube and XTube, maybe.
Do you know what? I was getting ready for the Super Bowl, so I watched all the other Super Bowl halftime performances going back to like 5 years before. Not even ashamed to say it.
5 years
say
before.
the
Go
best
back.
one- The best one, I'll be honest with you, like not to be that guy, but I actually think Lady Gaga's was the best one in the past like 10 years. I even watched the Black Eyed Peas one. Do you remember they did one?
The Lady Gaga one was good. The whole drones in the sky start and then her falling down from the roof of the stadium. That's how well I remember it.
Yeah, see, I actually thought it was one of the best ones.
No, I watch them every year, so I'm not. I watched.
There you go.
I watch the whole Super Bowl every year, not just the halftime show.
Milky, please. I can't believe you've got access to my search history.
Um,
I actually want to know. Can you imagine if somebody you knew had access to your search history? I'm so trusting of
I
you.
mean, the
was a
Who
new guest.
12
Here's
years
Milky.
ago at the Super Bowl. That was a great halftime show.
Would you like to
telling
introduce
everyone
yourself,
loads of
Milky?
stuff. Adam?
Would you like to introduce yourself to Polly? He's not quite sure
Yes.
who you are.
Yes.
I'm Milky, the gender reveal thing. That's me.
Yeah,
And I just wanted to shame Aiden for his lack of knowledge on gender reveals.
I
I also do all the edits for Numbnuts up there.
Yeah, he does all my edits. He's a good guy. He's a good guy. He does have the keys to like destroy it all.
Yes.
He has access to, if anything, too much.
This is the one with Aiden's YouTube history who will find them streams.
Yeah, he has access. He has the keys to unlock every single door possible. It's just, I feel like Milky, we've been friends for a long time now, and we trust each other to not do that to each other.
It's nearing the end of the month, which is nearly payday.
Oh God! Oh, God.
Shall we see how payday comes along?
I mean, I'll.
You,
Best looking bloke on the stream.
I think I should moderate this here. You get to
I've worn a shirt today and everything. I got myself dressed up to be here.
for every
I'm wearing
day.
the same shirt as yesterday. What's your point?
For every day he don't pay you, Milky, you get to release 1 minute of footage.
I mean,
Aiden looks pretty good for a bloke. Thank you, Polly. I know. Honestly, I'm blessed. Not only am I intelligent, I'm also incredibly good looking, hung like a horse.
Polly, you poor person. You don't know what you've just opened
Polly,
yourself
can
to.
you send me your phone number, please? I'm desperate.
if you wish to know how safe you are, Aiden, just to put your mind at rest. Out of memes, I have just scrolled to the bottom of your YouTube history. It only goes back to the 26th of April 2019.
That's still quite far.
Is it
That's
far
still
enough, though?
quite... Not far enough for there to be any content.
Exactly.
on it.
No.
But that is...
So, just to put your mind at rest, don't worry. That is as far back as it goes.
Oh.
I do like Aiden's country dancing shirt. Thank you, mate. Do you know what? I thought, not only am I going to wear a shirt, I'm going to wear a t-shirt under it because I saw a cool person do it on an American TV show. So I thought I'll copy that. So I'm currently here, sweating, may I add. It's very hot. I'm wearing fucking... Look at that, armpits. I'm wearing 2 shirts, lad, and it's boiling in this room.
Ah, open window.
But fashionable. Fashionable.
I could make a comment now which would get me in trouble, so I'm not going
Just ignore the armpits. then.
Make the comment.
No, it will get me cancelled.
Look, I'm wearing jeans as well.
Why?
Oh,
you
you
don't
know-
leave the house.
Yeah, we're saying about the cancel culture and everything.
You're going to cancel my armpits?
No, I'm going to get myself cancelled here. And
Oh, go on.
Aiden, you look like a lesbian from the 80s.
Honestly, thank you. Honestly,
Child with Justin Bieber's. I was going to say something bad. No, we won't go too far. Just Justin Bieber. We'll leave it there.
Aiden was doing it for Heather. I thought, do you know what? We've got a doctor coming on, and it will be nice for 2 doctors to have a conversation about coronavirus and film.
You're a hairdresser.
I'm not a hairdresser, I'm a doctor.
Here we go again.
I thought, wasn't it really good?
Well,
Like how
Ian, you know what I mean. I was just trying to
had, like, a nice
specify it a bit more.
fascinating, I'd say.
All I know is if you scroll back far enough, you can tell about all your work history because you YouTube a lot of stuff. Maybe
I YouTubed a
when
lot
you're
of,
feeling
like-
a bit down.
I YouTubed a lot of Advanced Hair Studio, didn't I?
Yeah.
I remember watching, like, trying to figure out where, because they said, like, oh, your position's in London. I was like, where the fuck am I going? So I remember I was YouTubing, like,
Any
their
excuse.
office and stuff. It's proper swanky.
And then you've got your other avenues.
Like, other news?
No, other avenues. What other jobs have you done? You used to work in.
Life insurance!
There
Oh
you
my
go.
god, no! No.
Researching saunas in London.
Podcast down. We need to close it down. This podcast is getting quarantined. So there is a video that it exists of me on the internet explaining life insurance to people, and like the benefits of them buying it. Oh, that's so, please no. Right.
I wasn't looking at that. You were looking at something different. But thank you for telling me that. Something else to find.
I honestly,
dig
Tom, I'm not
that
coming
hole.
back for the next episode. I'm not coming back for the next episode.
Yeah, you
It's
are.
so awkward. I was in my suit and tie. Okay, I was looking really professional, and then they was like, right, talk to us about life insurance. So I sat there and spoke about it, and then they was like, all right, talk to us about life insurance again, but don't say the same points, and we'll edit it together, and it'll look professional. And then they made me do it a third time. It's like, talk about life insurance again, but don't use the same points. So at this point, I've had this conversation like 3 times. They edited it together, and it is the most disturbing thing you've ever seen. Like, it's truly disturbing. I think it cost a lot of money, and it literally looks like the most amateur thing you've ever seen in your entire life. Denim jacket, no one wears that nowadays, so it is different. Thank you, mate. I can't believe we're even having this conversation. Right. Bye. I mean, are we closing off the podcast? Are we done?
Is there any hot dog videos in that history?
No.
Hot dog videos. There's Electric 6K bar. That is a blank tune.
I can't put the song on because copyright claims again.
I can't believe we're going through my search history on YouTube live on a podcast. I cannot believe this. This is actually. Do you know when people have nightmares? This is my nightmare right
Hot dogs
now.
on
You're
buses.
literally going through my search history live on a podcast. Put yourself in my situation right now, chat. And most people's search history is filled with, like, I don't know, monkeys having sex with goats, right? At
Right.
least.
I'm sending you on Discord so you don't get too worried. And see, look, it's not bad.
Right, we have to go. We have to go.
Oh, Milky, you've got to send that to me now.
No,
Literally
Oh.
can't
it
do
goes
that.
to Aiden and no one else.
Oh.
You literally can't do that. You literally can't. This is breaking me as a person. Honestly, this is breaking me. This is breaking me as a person.
I haven't told anything secret, have I? Will I say anything secret? No.
No, if you pay on time.
Oh my god! Bring back Heather. Bring back Heather, I say. Bring back Heather.
Wow, the ups
And
and
that was in
downs.
my reference to the previous job, just so you know. See? Is it bad? No. Have I clicked on any of them? No.
I cannot believe that you have access to my search history. That is fucking. It's terrifying. It is
I don't
terrifying.
have access to your full search history. I dread to know what your fucking phone search history is like.
Yeah, you know that's linked to a totally different account.
It's not. It's honestly not. It's
Okay.
honestly not.
Fair.
See, now you've piqued my interest, but no, I won't do it.
Incognito is your friend.
Do you know I didn't know about that until recently?
Oh,
YouTube
dear.
history reveal. It's the best thing. Give it to us. No.
No.
No. No.
There's been a laugh and a joke, but I wouldn't go as far as to share personal stuff.
Yeah, no.
I've only shared stuff that is either everyone
It's
can laugh at
Yeah.
or is common knowledge.
Yeah.
Mine would bore people, so
Yeah, can I say, Tom, you were. I'm just letting you know. I think each time we do this podcast, we predict what's going to happen for the next 2 weeks.
Yes, I was right last week.
Didn't you say something about a volcano going and then the one in Iceland blew up?
I said, right, I was talking about volcanoes, said about that, but I was right about it all kicking off at Clapham as well. And look what's all happened about that. So, what predictions have I got for the next 2 weeks? Oh,
Yeah, we'll make a prediction in the next 2 weeks and then we'll look at this back and we'll be like, who was correct?
Okay, one prediction is my child's going to kick me in the nuts. Second prediction is I'm going to get paid and be skint because the missus is going to want Chinese every single night. That's our current craving and it costs a fortune.
fair.
Yeah, that's about my only predictions. Aiden get a shave and a wash. You'd be so lucky. He doesn't wash his hands after a pee. What makes you think he's having a shower?
Thomas, care to make a prediction?
Right, what's the date? The 25th. What's the next podcast? The 8th.
Polly, I don't think you understand pregnant women.
Oh, that'll be just
not
before my birthday, Tom.
It's
Fun.
just before the April 12th date. I reckon it may happen in the next 2 weeks. Some sort of announcement pushing back all the plans to open things in the UK.
Agreed. Honestly,
I think that's going to happen in the next 2 weeks.
I have a great prediction. I know it's going to come true.
Yeah.
There will be Easter Sunday.
I 100% agree. I do think that.
Genius.
100% think that they
I've
will
just
put-
seen what you've said, Ian. But yeah, I think the government dates. I said it a long time ago anyway. I said it when they first fucking announced it. It's like, oh, here comes the second Christmas scenario. But yeah, I think that whole timeline is going to delay, push back, change or something. And I feel there may be more riots as well.
I think, do you know what? That is something I cannot believe, is that currently in our country there is a law that's been passed preventing people from protesting.
Mm-hmm.
It is literally disgusting. That I understand the reasoning behind it, stopping the spread of coronavirus. But Polly, me and you, mate, if you want to start kicking off, now's your time. I don't know everywhere, but in the UK, they've passed a bill to stop people protesting because people were protesting lockdown and the death of a young girl. So people were protesting, and now the government has made it illegal to protest.
Yeah.
Illegal.
It's
How is that? And we kind of all let it happen. Everyone just rolled over and went, okay. Like, if anything, it should have been an incentive for everyone to rise up and be like, we demand our right to protest. But everyone in the UK just kind of rolled over, including me. I didn't fucking go anywhere. But...
Weren't Pretty Patel bringing in some sort or trying to discuss new immigration things as well again or something the other day?
It's very British, isn't it? It's the stiff upper lip that we're kind of quite well known for.
Mhm.
Is just to kind of accept what's happening. We're British. We don't like to cause a fuss, right? We just have this stiff upper lip and that's it. But if we actually all kind of... when you actually talk about it, it's shocking. It's shocking that they can make protesting illegal. That's the type of shit you hear from North Korea, not the Great Britain that I know.
Oh.
So my prediction...
Wow, Polly. Wow.
My prediction is that rather than it being a negative one, my prediction is that I'm going to win a lot of money at some point in the next 2 weeks.
Okay, does that mean Dave gets paid?
Possibly. If you keep looking at my search history, mate, 100%. But yeah, that's my prediction, Tom.
So all I've got to do is look and you pay me. I don't actually have to upload videos now and edit. I just have to look and get paid. Is that all it is? That's a
Aiden
lot
will get an
easier
Easter
than
egg
doing all your
for his
videos for
birthday.
you.
I'll be fuming. If I get an Easter egg for my birthday, I'm going to be fuming. I'm going to be fuming!
Right. Do you prefer the cream eggs or the caramel eggs?
I am so driving to your house just to drop off an Easter egg.
I'm going to send
the
some in
one
the post.
It's the one thing. Ever since... I can't imagine, like, if your birthday's near Christmas Day, it must be the worst. But for me, at least, with my birthday near Easter... A lot of people since fucking I was like 3 or 4 do like a cop out on a birthday gift and like, well, we didn't really know what to get you, so we got you an Easter egg. Like, come on. I don't think I'm that difficult. Just buy me a 20 grand diamond ring.
Never asking much again there, are you?
My birthday's the 30th of December. God, I couldn't imagine it. I couldn't imagine it.
2 great nights in a row, Gav. Go for it. Yeah, Eddie. Mine's November, so.
Maybe a parrot.
Kitty.
What is your cat's name? Ian asked earlier.
That one's Tag.
Tag?
Yeah.
T-A-G?
The child named him, yeah. So we've got 2. We've got Tag and Nori. They're off Hey Doggy.
Tag and Nori?
Yeah.
People with children will know the programs.
Tag and Nori.
Yeah, they're off a program called Hey Doggy.
Ah.
And the child loves it. Well, loved it. He's now into dinosaurs, so everything's a dinosaur. There's dinosaurs everywhere.
It's kind of a written thing, that isn't it? If you're a little boy, you need to like dinosaurs. It's kind of like one of those things that's kind of ingrained in us, I reckon. I
think
used
it's
to love a
just
good
kid
dinosaur.
thing in general. Like I know people's daughters that they're mad on dinosaurs.
Fair.
Nice, Gav. 18 the day before the millennium. Just being able to go out and enjoy them parties. Awesome.
Day before millennium. Do you know, I used to work with a girl, and I was talking to her about the millennium, and she had no idea what it was.
Well,
She was like, "What's that?" And I was like, "Millennium, like when it became the year 2000." And she went, "Yeah, but surely that'd happen every year because every year's a new."
When the whole world was coming to an end and all computers were done.
She'd never even heard of Y2K. I mean, think about it. People who were born the year of the millennium would have no idea who it is. They'd be 20 now. Like, it's
well,
21?
Exactly. Millennium or millennia
21?
is 1,000 years.
We're old people.
Oh, I've got the perfect cat for Aiden.
Ultimate, for fuck's sake. 21, we're old people.
Well, you got SpongeBob.
I was going to start singing it, but I won't because of copyright.
Oh, cat, get your nail out of me, you div.
Good raid this, mate. Thank you, Polly. I'll be honest with you, lad. Alright, you see it, we're all on Tom's channel. I mean, I don't know whether you find Dave particularly entertaining, but if you do, he has his own channel. And if you find me particularly entertaining, you know, you can come join me on my channel. Either or.
There is Milky's and...
Don't shout Aiden out. Don't need to.
Oh, please.
Nah, if you're begging for it.
There's Aiden. Don't have to follow him.
Oh,
I wouldn't.
You better. You better, honestly.
This is where I plug myself playing that I'm live at 10:30 tonight playing.
On his channel, he puts on a show and sells it like QVC. Or any other shopping channel.
Shout out hot dog hairdresser.
Here he has to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. It's dead content, mate. It's dead content, but, you know, occasionally you might have a chortle. Very occasionally. Once a month.
Spelling mistake, but it works. You get the idea.
I'm a doctor, honestly. I am a doctor. I am a doctor. I feel like I'm going to try to dig out some certification and we'll bring it on stream tomorrow. How's that sound?
Oh, for the doc yourself. Let's do it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
With your address on. Go.
Oh, yeah.
Not that we already know where you live, but...
Everyone knows where I live. I've doxed my... Do you know what? The other day I filmed my bank card by accident. It's bad, that, isn't it?
I know.
Someone made a clip of it as well.
Typical.
It was Cop who let me know. It was Cop in chat who let me know. It's like, you've just filmed your bank card. I was like,
Yeah, but next time, can you film the other side so I've got the 3 digits? I've got your address. That's all I need is the 3 digits on the back and I can not go shopping because you're
already
skint.
filled us in with the rest of the details on the first stream.
These gents are a couple of my favourites.
Tom,
thank
you ever so much for that comment.
Mate. I've only been here for a short while, but Aiden's just a tag along. That sulky face.
No, I think we're all alright. Especially me.
Fucking here he goes again.
You have to have confidence in this world, Tom. You have to have confidence.
Here he goes. So, yeah.
Top guys, love you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ian.
When you get followed by someone like this on Instagram, I wonder who in their right mind actually... They've only got 2 followers. So evidently people are clocked on by now. But like when people see this, it's probably a 1 out.
Is it a booby lady?
Yeah.
It's one of those. You can't see it. But it's like, Camilla Savannah, single.
Oh,
Since
yes.
1998, Aquarius, naughty. And then a link.
Yeah.
Who's in a fool for that crap?
I had one
Thank
the
you
other
for the
day.
follow, though. You know, it boosts up
See,
my following.
Aquarius, if she said that she was like a Capricorn, I might have followed her, but an Aquarius, no chance.
I'm a
You mad?
Taurus.
You're a Taurus?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Do you know what everyone
God.
says? You are a Taurus. Every time you say your star sign to someone, when I go like, oh, I'm an Aries, you are an Aries, you act like an Aries. I'm like, yeah, but you wouldn't have told me that before I told you I was an Aries. Tom, what are you?
Me, I'm Scorpio.
You are such a Scorpio!
I mean, it's got written all over your face.
You have. You got
Hey.
Scorpio written all over your face.
Curly hair,
We're-
it screams.
We're the best in bed, though, apparently. Just saying.
Are you really?
Nice one, cop.
Exactly, very much.
You know, our top guys on screen: Tom, Milky, Gaz, and then Aiden. For fuck's sake!
My Instagram is literally my name.
Right, extreme sex is the best sex for a Scorpio, says astrologer Ali Mead. Though
extreme sex?
some might feel timid in bed, Scorpios loved to go as deep as possible sexually, she says, as they are ruled by the element of water and often tend to veer towards the emotional side of things. So Scorpios are the best in bed.
Thomas, can I ask you a serious question?
Yes.
Will you promise me that you'll be honest with your response?
Yes.
Have you tried BDSM?
What, like,
You
fuck?
dirty Scorpio! You dirty Scorpio!
Well, like, full out, are you talking, or are you just talking about a bit of light?
Well, I don't know when
Or
it was.
all degrees of it?
I'm talking about going deep. Then I just in my.
Oh, I go
mind,
deep,
I
don't
thought,
worry.
I don't know. I had
deeper than you.
whips and chains and dungeons and crucifixes.
Dark rooms, yeah. Man.
What you get up over on the weekends, mate, is up to you. But I'm like a hold hands and tell me you love me. That's me.
That's because you're needy.
Yeah.
Literally. Literally.
If the attention is not on you, you get well fucking salty.
Oh, 100%. That's what I'm particularly loud as well.
Yes, I know. I've had to turn you down many a times. Just to give the other people a chance to talk in the Discord groups.
I'm lethal. It's fine. It's a medical condition. It's ADHD. Hot candle whack. Ooh.
Oh,
Polly.
Polly. Thank you very much for another 5 gifted. Wow. Wow.
Far too much money.
Polly,
How's it as well that Tom's given us a third each, Milky?
I am very much grateful for that, and that's just brilliant. That helps so much. Absolute legend, Polly is. I said it earlier. I said it before even any of the gifted subs that Polly is a legend, and Polly has just proven herself.
Polly's name precedes him. Like, I know things about Polly that he probably doesn't realise I know about them.
Go on, then.
I know.
Share.
Okay, I believe I may have this wrong, Tom. You have to correct me, but I believe again, Polly. It's my first time seeing you talking about you, but your reputation precedes you. I believe you drive a Tesla. You have a wife. You live in Denmark, right? I am Psychic Sally. I am Psychic Sally. Polly, I'm going to need you to say all of this is correct.
Trying to remember where Polly lives.
I told you, Denmark.
3
top shaggers. Hi, Kiwi. Close enough, not
yeah,
Denmark.
it's not Denmark, isn't it?
do you mean
Amsterdam.
It's one of it's definitely a northern European country.
I think it's Amsterdam. I'm probably wrong.
It's cold. I can feel it.
Belgium.
No, it's Big Toe saying Belgium.
Let's see if he's right.
Hi there, Kiwi. How are you, dear?
Big Toe's the kind of person that stalks people as soon as they walk into Twitch to find out everything about them.
True.
So he can then creep on them in every stream. I guess that's why he calls you Yeti, because you've told him it turns you on.
I have never said that. Those words have never come out of my mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Have I ever said that? Have I? I don't know. I don't think so. Being called a Yeti by Big Toe is definitely not eternal. Not that I'm aware of him.
Aiden.
Definitely
I'm just
is.
waiting for the one day that Big Toe is fooled us all, and then he writes a full, complete sentence that's grammatically correct with capitals and full stops, and then we'll all be in shock.
Yeah.
It's gonna happen one day.
One day.
One day.
Netherlands. Ooh,
I know.
I was close. I was close. I'm telling you, I was close.
I know the other typos.
Do chat know how old we all are? That's another one. Let's see how old chat think we are. Never gonna happen.
I don't think I want to know the answers to this question. I feel like either way I'm going to be offended. Can I quickly go and shave and come back?
No, as we are.
I literally don't think I want to know the answers to that question, David. Why do you sycophant?
No. Right, let's do this. Chat. We play a game.
Let's. Oh, Ian, you are my favourite person.
Ian. Oh, wow.
Right, there we go.
Oh, cop, thank you.
Let's put numbers in. So, how old does everyone think Tom is, based on your
How
impression
do I
of seeing
play?
him now?
How do I play?
Just type in a
Just
number.
type numbers. We're going with just Tom, just numbers in chat. Let's go.
Gavin?
Yep, I'm guessing you meant that, Tom. Polly.
I'm sucking shit out of your ass here, Tom. I know the real answer, but I'm trying to give you a compliment.
I know people know the real answer.
72, apparently.
I know.
72, guess. Tom said
Because I
earlier
did.
he's,
Yeah, I did say it in the stream earlier.
There you
So
go, people pay attention.
Yeah.
You give us the comprehension questions. Well done, mate.
no, 32. I did say it earlier.
There you go. Right, now we're going to go with Aiden.
Right, can I just say, I used to get on a bus pass as a child. Like, until before Corona. If I got on a bus, I get charged as a 16-year-old. A 16-year-old! All I need is a shave. Look, if you get rid of this, look at this. Look, boyish charm. Boyish charm, that.
Are you
Oh,
sure?
no, I've got wrinkles, you know. I saw
great.
it today.
Proper bags under your eyes as well.
Mate,
That's
trust.
what you get for staying in bed till 4 p.m.
Yeah, I know, but what can be done? What can be done? Fuck's sake, here we go. I think I'm 28. I think.
You think?
You think you're 28?
Yeah, I think I'm 28.
I have to say that sometimes because I'm like, how old am I?
I think
Right.
I'm 28.
Count the
I
rings,
think
yeah,
I'm
that'll
about
do
to be 29.
it. Right, then everyone, do your worst. Now me.
Milky, actually not sure how old you are. I know. I wouldn't say I wouldn't bet my life. Like I know if you said how old Tom, I know it exactly, but I think I know it, but I may be mistaken.
Jamie should know.
Also, can I
23.
just say how handsome you look with your short hair?
Thank you.
That's
I
the
like-
second
I
time
like it
you've told,
short.
you know. Practically
Yeah, I like
harassing.
it so much shorter with a little bit of a fade.
What did it look like? Because now I've seen you with short hair. I can't imagine you without short hair.
You never see me with long hair.
Well, of course, I've saw you before you got it cut, but you just kind of naturally. I'm being such like a lick ass. I promise you I'm not trying to, but you do look
Right,
very
hold on
handsome.
a second. Let me scroll on to my Facebook. Let's find an older photo with me with my longer hair. You can't see it. Can't see it in that one.
Very handsome indeed, chap.
I'm 32. We've gone past that one for me.
I'm curious though, Aiden. How do you know I own a Tesla? Because I'm sidekick Polly.
He's a stalker, Polly.
I'm sidekick.
Stalker.
All right, Polly. So I do this thing on my channel. Every time someone follows, I tell them their life story, like where they live, what car they drive.
Oh, should we go back to like emo Dave days?
Like that's what I do on my channel. Like I'm a sidekick slot playing doctor who does it with his dad. That doesn't sell it, mate. I don't know what will.
You're only as old as you want to
There you go,
feel. Yeah.
That's old school emo Dave.
You sent me a photo when I could have just went on your Facebook.
You could have, but I found it quicker.
Are you two
True.
Facebook friends? Why are you two Facebook friends and I'm not Facebook friends? Hello?
Because you're Mr. Antisocial, don't find anything out about me.
Look at him there.
Fuck off and tell me the truth. Someone in chat, please inform Polly this is what I do. Dave, look at you!
Look at that hair. That's longer hair.
There
That's
you
why I don't
go.
have it long.
Hold on. You look like there's a woman who works in the Scottish National Party who looks exactly like that. I can't
Don't
think
I
what
look like
name.
a woman?
Wow.
Or you're saying the woman looks like me?
A little bit of both. Who is that lady who's in the Scottish National Party who looks exactly like that? What's her name? Oh God, I can't think. I'm hoping someone in chat also thinks the same or saw the same. Yeah, very librarian. Much prefer it shorter.
Go. Yeah, I like it shorter. It just
Not the-
screams out 5 head at everyone, doesn't it? Look at that fucker. Go on, Dr. Aiden. What's the cure for this? You know it. You told me before. Tell me what type of receding hairline it is.
You've got androgenetic alopecia.
Look
mate.
at it. No, it's called fucking McDonald's. Look at it.
No, mate, it's
Yeah.
androgenetic alopecia. It's easily fixed. Well, at this point, unfortunately, your hair follicles have possibly gone past the point of no return, lad. But you can save what you've got left.
Here goes the
I
hairdresser.
want to go straight down the centre. I'll take out the whole top bit and have the sides.
Yeah, the proper.
Like for you, it would have to
Shaolin
be-
monk.
You'd need follicular unit extraction. Like you need surgery to. But your hairline's not bad. Like I think you actually like your hairline's not bad at all, especially for your age.
Quite fun.
Anyways, saying of age, can you confirm for chat how old you are?
I'm 31 this year.
There you go.
31 in May. So, yay, second lockdown birthday.
Yay. So I'm the old.
Aiden is always watching.
So I'm
I'm
the
not
old.
always watching. I'm psychic.
I'm the old fart of the three of us, and
Oh, Jamie started the thing on his head that you told him about.
Cool. I read that, Jamie, and I was like, oh, I'll talk to you about it privately. But just so you know, Jamie, all right. For those that don't know, when I say I'm a doctor, I do like hair doctor basically. But if you have started,
he's a trichologist.
It'll get worse before it gets better. So you're going to notice more hair loss, and you'll think I'm a knobhead, like I've pranked you. You'll go through 6 weeks of shedding, and then 6 weeks of growing, and 6 weeks of shedding, and 6 weeks growing, and you'll be all right. Thank me later. Aiden is a hairline specialist. I'm a trichologist.
Just said that. What are you? Parrot on my bloody shoulder?
Yeah,
Glorified hairdresser, but we'll call him a doctor.
I'm not a hairdresser.
Right, as he wants to be the parrot on my shoulder, then let's just.
Look, I'm just a bit annoyed. Look, I've made a green screen now.
I-
You still haven't green screened me.
I know.
How did you make the green screen, Dave? Can I ask?
The missus went and got a king size sheet, got some green dye, and made it for me.
Why not? Honestly, I mean, I bought one off the internet. It cost me like 24 quid.
£3.99.
It didn't
See,
work.
I'm the fool. Clearly, I should have just literally got a sheet and dyed it green. Tom, how much was yours?
About £4.
For fuck's sake, you saw me come in.
Yeah, he went and paid full price for.
Oh, shoot, it's that time. Right, I best go make dinner before
I'm
a
gonna
very
be-
hangry woman comes home and
Yeah.
beats me up.
Yeah, the green screen ain't working my end without playing about with it, Milky. That's why I didn't bother.
Look at that, I'm a little transparent on the back.
A little. So that's why I weren't playing about with it. Yorkie, how you doing?
And free shipping. Fuck me, I spent 25 quid off Amazon, mate. Saw me come in.
Oh, you okay?
Yeah. But
Like the window cleaners, Aiden.
Window cleaners. Window cleaners?
you get a ticket if I see it coming in the US. Oh dear.
Right, should we call it then, lads?
Yeah, it's at that point of calling it.
Beautiful.
Milky, have you got anything you wish to promote at the moment?
I'll be live at 10:30 if anybody wants to be like full on
There you go.
donation
You're
war.
not sick of seeing
Screw it, yeah. All the rich people in the world come over, start a donation war. Whatever you send to me, that goes with Tom.
Get I ain't got anything to plug.
I mean,
I'm live tomorrow. I'm live tomorrow, and I got a new YouTube video. And as always, check out the website if you want to. If you don't want to check out the website, fuck you.
Funny you should say that. You'll have a new YouTube video tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'm halfway. I'd flip the screen, but it would ruin it. But yeah, I'm halfway through doing it. Your thumbnail's made. It's just finish off the video, and then it'll be scheduled for. What time do you want it scheduled for? Because fuck 10 p.m. 10 p.m.'s too late for
10
a
p.m.'s
video.
way late. Yeah.
I mean, it suits Gaza for his little nightcap, and that's about it.
No, I appreciate it, Milky Moo. Yeah, I think.
What time do you want it scheduled for? What time are you live to?
I'd say we finish usually at 5 or 6, right? So I'd say if you make it at 6, then it's like a never-ending. We're in your eyeballs 24/7 at that point, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, it will go live then at 12 lunchtime. Let's just do it live. Lunchtime live. There you go. Video will be live at lunchtime tomorrow.
Tom, have you got anything to promote?
Other than the usual
YouTube channel. Go to the YouTube channel. I know you've just seen this once, but go watch it a second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth time.
Exactly.
Because if you want to, if you screenshot it at the right time, you'll be able to get a picture of Aiden and pick his nose.
Yep.
True.
So yeah, the YouTube. Please, obviously, hit the like button. If you are over on YouTube watching this and you've made it this far, well done to you and thank you. And hit that subscribe and the bell button for the notifications.
If you have made it this far on YouTube, leave a comment of what you think Aiden looks like. Wrong answers only.
Yes, wrong answers only. What Aiden looks like once this is uploaded.
I look like Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Wrong answers only.
That's definitely wrong.
That was the right answer.
And also this.
You're waiting for a goal.
And find it on the podcasting services like Spotify? What's Spotify? Spotify or Apple Podcasts or wherever else it may end up. It's a work in progress, so it's not on them all, but it will start appearing there soon. So sign up to them there as well if you can. Just show some love and support. Spread the word of love also. And yeah, that's mine. Yeah, so that's it for the podcast.
Say bye-bye.
Thank you again to everyone. Bye to Kitty Cat. Bye Tag. We are raiding Sammy those on Twitch. Please go support him. He's a fellow member of the Genius Group. He is slotting away. I don't know what mood he's in, whether he's raging or not.
But there's always an underlying anger issue there.
Do stick around, his content is brilliant.
Based on what I've seen, it might not be content for long.
It might not be content for long, so we might be going at a good time to see some rage. So,
smiling?
Sammy's smiling. Shit, hurry up, let's go. Again, thank you to everyone. Thank you to Drinks, Joke, Storytelling for the raid. Thank you to Heather for jumping in. Polly, a huge thank you to you for all the gifted subs. Absolute legend.
Right.
So
before we go, can we just ban Big Toe from ruining the surprise?
Love you,
I didn't say it. Anyway, again, thank you to all you guys. Thank you to Milky for jumping in. Thank you, Aiden, I suppose.
I'm here to annoy.
And from me to you, have a pleasant evening, day, morning, wherever you are. All the best. Bye.
Oh, that Polly's a gentleman, isn't he?
Polly is great.